A beautiful way to start our morning today live on ETV, live on Happy 98.9 FM, Nisim 95.9 and 100.1. Just singing Yahweh, 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 lifting the name of our Maker, our Lord and our King, and saying, you alone are worthy of our praise. You alone deserve our praise, our honor, and our exhortation. It brings to mind a song I listened to some time back. I believe the individual was Christopher Delvan. And, he was making a point that sometimes when our mothers are going about their duties and they are thinking about tomorrow and how they're going to feed their children, and they're just, grinding, and they are singing, they are communicating something, some unsung words, some unauthored words unto their Maker. And you're saying, where is my next meal going to come from? Where is the school fees going to come from for my children? And they keep going and they're saying, they are lifting the tempo. And they are saying words that man cannot hear, but God alone can hear. And when he hears these words coming from our mothers, he begins to look around to say, what am I going to do next for this, my daughter, who is saying these words that men cannot understand, but saying that, Abba Father, I know you are able to provide for me. Sometimes words cannot describe what we feel internally, emotionally, when we hear certain things, but only God understands the language of the heart. And that's how I'm feeling this morning, listening to the song, singing, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. You have no idea why I'm so excited and why I'm so upbeat. Because, folks, I've seen 33-year-olds who have died. I've seen 25-year-olds who have died. I've seen 18-year-olds who have died. I've seen the rich struggling for life. I've seen the rich whose money could not guarantee tomorrow. And yet, here I am, here you are, living, breathing, healthy, living good. And yet, sometimes we find it difficult to appreciate the beautiful things God plants in our lives. This morning, I pray that you look around you and see that God is with you. Indeed, Yahweh is worthy of our praise. You're welcome to the Happy Morning Show once again. My name is Samuel Echan. Enchibiano, Yeni ACP retired Victor Tano Bedin Komo or the road. Safety tidbits never been. Beijing Bernard, the headlines of the newspapers, not to us, yet the social media, and Komo one more AD, your trends, not yet baby man for the sports updates, a bit to us near D and Komo. In 7 days, baby, and at YD and Komo, and pay. E-levy and what ends and some EBD and what Komo. The injunction that 3 minority MPs are seeking to place on the E-levy, fourth, and Supreme Court will hear that matter. And so we'll see how things will pan out, why the minority are filing this injunction in EBD and Komo. Care University for 6,000 of them. Our school fees and some and over 3,000 of them are one more estimated school fees. And the rest, what happens to them? Some interventions are being made to ensure say deferments now be mono, you be restored. Then you be and command pay also, and several other matters of importance. And I pay agree upon so you and come on. And I encourage you to stay with us as we brood over these matters. For now, Yeni ACP retired Victor Tando, Indian Komo. Emre Asuzu say anapa ye ACP retired Victor Tando din komo the road safety tidbits na ebe ACP anapa nso ma kwa abaja
mejo so this year
impomo kwa de aja
boss mpache
yo anapa de ye be shia de
yo me do wase elwa pa mo happy FM mo enmo duma pa ye yin so ho akwa ba ye so na TV ye ye be shi mu bi ese so do podium come on tin ni ntremo so in Shishram. A chief of Kid Medi and the pay Mamunatio, Mama Chandishi. A little bit Medi so Happy FM 98.9. And the pay Yenade and Boss, Bema, Sami Shon, and a Pete Demo. All my body to the money being Gilbert, Isaac Ade, Justice Nati, the Fan Dankwa, Raymond Nyamando, Eura, Patricia Ibu, Ali, Pastor Thomas, Director. Kwame Danke. So for the American on the Amaya Bambo Sunko, I'm at the party and yet Master Swam or Dimu Beam. the same man can say yin yet, and yet Papa didn't near the Indian city, name a tom. It's a dumb dear, and a mere retired principal for mommy and church and one of paying set by his grace that we are alive. So where the answers on you, the main check direct matters, not that see when they are just go. Most homeless boys, no much opinion, I mean, because I come no fish some. Opinion of being or Central University, much opinion, I'm sure. Penny Obri Yabua. Oh no, Mensa Sabaho, Senior Teacher's Office, Penny, after to this morning, myself. Ora Udro Quatin, no presidential bank. Pema, my only suffering at Chiano Payo. Penny Jauto, what's no man. And I know Chief Atara, one of our had entered now to take your man. So we shall phone it for 19 minutes. That soon a being a fan of Quenchi and idea. It is you move the question when and at the train of a copper month for Tien Super. Now almost only plan among a young way to muscle. Didn't any day ever. And so I'll treat Mono. The corner really and I quite clear if you see, you know. Na any yang, and yet, if man can see, no, and no tie, copy, hey, the tie in the as I said, the tie once a month. Moment for that in here, the BDM and the tiny, the tiny, the tie in here. Let me up, papa. They see big day, I want and three them on the stress. Yes, on the bonnet. Yes, oil, yes, bread food, yes, we, yes, and can near you know. Moment time and what I'm to eat near yes, I dream and show to Tony and ye, or tying ye now in a more. And yet, and you know, my ancient proper. Now, I said back when said, stranger bass, I said, you paid the moon and son. A nipper netty bass in my contain a dear saint, 36. There's a union and that means who's almost to him from. Come to on performance show that is saying, oh, now Akobasi, the insurance and patterns of bedding. It's insurance, they say, it depends on me and what insure, and to almost obey measure. So I could say the essential, let do me and sign a Bruce Wayne. Do me and say Bruce Wayne, on better much measure on I. And your Kobasa once here, Obia or Tikan Munya for Jabiano. Insurance pattern was there at the bottom. At the bottom, and it's a big beer and a cassette. Only in fact, bring it to me. Who can't wear insurance they do that? It's all for you. It's all for you. And one no. Being inside, we shall for anything that's anything. Kakra. Ubu National Division. That's why we are now at the future and at the back. Oh, my prepare now, moment, yes, seeing at this now. It's a going to be home mobile. Not the years that are not at once. Backwards, I see you. And also, a day bar, a Winneba, and they call a palm from home, and also, Bakaba call ye in San Home. In San Home, overtaking once a month, yet, oh, and there are going to be what you need to do. A video what you need, crowd. Oh. We someone, and once wanted to be built, a crowded winning king, who winning, and yet there shall be air back. That's a chair, but the winning in record back. There shall be air back. That's exactly what you try to get to us for driving the room. Now, what then you do, you know, onto a bonusano. Then you know, I come up. A being fast acquainted. A bit fast acquainted. I bet Mutter, the sun shine on. Let him try to be channel as a coffer out the upper. The Warisham, the way you know, Yaki, where being into one, being a fee, then you rebiamon, between their boy home or lot of council. You can make him sound when you are Mr. Crummy Kumubako. Yeah, it seems a home day bar, and say, I try me dear, at the bar, I must summon. I ensure a tornado, you may give me a deal. Now I call, oh, yeah, for the power baby. Oh, no, Obi came now, they are born of hell. Or the borders of when you know. A classy being and what does it? It's aka ka obebi don ke ho and of course on the car no you know say anything you need para born no the ones how overtaking on the right shoulder and now we na eye mawana e dey me do am hu sa kwa na nyi pe no ye juma na so pepepe no na etwaso na me so e bi ani ye wo ye ni ye wo de kan so abodi pa o si me jane je nipa no ah e mu bi timo din to e dey suban no BBM no mesre mu nya hinye enu na driver for no bebre be bom abaso papa blaze wie mu ni ade ayikusu na nsuo ito obedru be na no timpa ne from bebre apakom car e wo kwan ho enu omude hazard light double subject esi ram papa ke almost impact so mo konso on sabutre wom enu double subject esi so oh I was so happy Mr. Sanenka obia be ne mra ye tuma kakra o manwo e de ani je baba papa e de no da afo a mo so mo double translator mo so mo kan ye ti so me bom abaso ya me kam na mi kai kai me bi no nyen kasa ka che du be no nem e sum so ba oni be ban na o ya ben e me de nye interpretation ka fo mu ye sua ne ye ye o so ka si o to wie ai ku su dem from so kanya o ko ni ya parking ken e mu kikakra afi no watu akwantu ni nyina no etimi epua esi akwantia no ade ache bi abushafo ne fiefo efi na oto prase se ma pebia esi mu bia ni so no ya no man nye adomu ni hira eframan
Yo, ACP Anapan so you better ask the Saudi road safety tidbits now. I bring you better ask now for the headlines of the newspapers now. I brought before. And you're welcome back to the Happy Morning Show. Master say your D Jumidi and SHS Anapan. You're more crab near cancer Jumidi across our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Your handle no a Happy 989 FM. And I say ETV Ghana. Follow any of these platforms. I'll be to me your thoughts and your views. At your hashtag a hashtag Happy HMS. And to any comment you send via Twitter or Facebook with this hashtag, it'll get to us and read them even as we proceed. Anapan. Mwai mene Ramonia Mado ene Sifa Dankwa ene wahano misia yedi jumedi no ebre omanfo anapay mema emanti akwaba embra jumedi no so na afi no yensha ase Ray morning
sir.
So is my bisa say no muti say nti
There.
Okay, all right. Sifa bibi aboko
There nya boko there cause a taxi driver is for more home praman for and a pair from a year Teteguashi roundabout to her. Ubetia. We might just your estimate.
Oh no, a taxi driver.
There will be a taxi driver, but only transport business. No.
2030.
2030. Okay. Young person.
And the taxi driver Nigeria.
Taxi driver is more a Accra more important home. Shiashi area on Munina, good morning.
I say what you offer my is a mistake. So before taxi, before dropping a free area home. Yeah. Because omo ewo hon ma omo wa adwene bi omode te hon mo mo de adwuma. Enti so free me area hon na ko jen so ko fa taxi a obviously ebe diesel.
O ma ya de.
To omo diesel no kama.
No ma diesel no. Enti na bet na o tiante ma no betutu sa.
O ma ya de.
Asami mo adwuma ma.
Omo je saying
50 cities.
Nti your best contribution man.
I said last week akwa bi o pompe tie was ya. Menya poncha o meka tie. Ena me dia be o se so mame. Me say ka tie so a Ghana. Akwa ba ya o so wo hu poncha me no. Nti poncha me no 40 Ghana.
No, so double poncha they are treating as different jobs.
I want to say my friend. Oh, Jama, want to say 11 ba. Hana obey 40 Ghana no to say. Anyway, so if I want to hear you, ni aka ba no.
Fama nyama.
Ni aka.
So I no pay
say Samuel the only job offer maja to some be advocacy no.
Yeah.
Mo betiti afim.
Yeah.
Mo na mo say no.
Sammy and we also near the municipal bear. But Chiakesia and Coma Ambassador Edward Watson and opinion of Dasigano and Chiao. Now, yes, have a super week. CEO Mr. Ernest Boating, Global Media Alliance, Ona Oshabibia, who control Bibia and Chiao, Yamao, super week. And COO, Mr. Edwin Amankwa, Bibia will be an Anopia Chiao. Chiakesia, Koma Anopi. Yes, best of the week, and Komo, it's Sammy. Yeah, and
Evan Chianabako and Cowan and Chia, a chief, and a pay. Yeah, maybe will be ano and Chiakese and on the day, Emano. Yeah, Martin is making great incursions. Yeah, Martin. Maybe I'll be also on a pay me chair.
Samuel Yanya Depa. Hey, the weekend we high society inside, high security outside. PBS. What? Oh, Yanyo.
And you here, Casaho chilling.
David Samuel here. What, Sammy? I know them sat down go table room over the Sammy. Sammy. Oh, Yanya Depa. Oh, yeah. Oh, David.
When you're here, any more hurry.
Now, Sammy, oh, share cars are bedrew here. Now, share conform P free castle. Madame, when you're grown, you how. It's not a joke. What? Presidential wedding. Oh, fantastic. Oh, Sammy, oh, here. Oh, here. Oh, here.
Oh, then a mouthful taxi 50 Ghana. I'll be written at that.
Oh, I think that from a hot to hard dear.
Oh, here,
the venue.
Sammy, see them, we say high society inside,
high security outside. And on them that.
Sammy, ja.
And now, Kupim, now you are the money you 300 and now about it. We hear, I don't know.
Oh, fantastic.
You,
Sammy.
Move not to high society.
Omo we share the course of pediatrics no. Omo hu in chambers. Na me church. The course so.
But a Nyankopon do next week ya e de fetrembo.
Yeah.
And there's an opano ba no acha hagia. Said the be ya e de fetre no be do.
When enam nim we you see enfan nam.
Akoko wom.
Da bi we.
Anya na last day Aisha and no emoni akoko ba ya. Omudi yes that time ye wa ha omudi.
Right now I've lost hope in my Muslim brothers.
Me see we enfan nam ndi.
I've lost hope.
Oh.
So far you did how many either fitter either other if you have say.
Sami first one no. Enye enam die.
The second one
last year second one by then now.
Na mo twama second one ba so na mo aka.
Dem say ne obeka ni pan from this time.
Until you who says.
Also kind of pan from this time. Say there be a second one the be nya fe na obetwetwe na as say also Kyle.
Anope Deputy Transport Minister Hassan Tampuli bibi obi amechia.
Menko. And finally survived the Shasi Anope. Ushe anymore $35 million vaccine production plant opens to produce essential drugs locally. President Akufo-Addo. Majority downplays minorities' injunction on the e-levy implementation. Dr. Yeboah heads public servants housing loans scheme. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia urges Africans to embrace people of African descent. And Rehoboth bridges housing deficit with 400 new affordable units. Into way, stories are award the final newspaper any man of pay.
Twaso na yemfa Daily Guide the Bokrata no twaso dia banner headline that Daily Guide the Bokrata and World Bank backs government over economy. Parliament invites memos on exemptions. Man found dead in gutter. Asante Yeboah heads housing loan scheme. NPP affirms constituency confab date and on our page number 6 of Daily Guide the Bokrata no and on the other stories I will Roma bit me. Who Ebini Nigeria blast at illegal oil refinery kills scores. Former Guinea President Condé released from house arrest, and Macron beats Le Pen in French election. New case of Ebola hemorrhagic fever found in Democratic Republic of Congo. We need some of the stories are of a Daily Guide. Double Kratano and Anope bit me who akinkan.
The Chronicle Anope say NPP to rerun elections in 81 polling stations in Trifo Herman aspirants allege. Educhum gives lifeline to deferred KNUST students. I do not take unilateral decisions. Upper West Regional Minister and this assembly about Ordinaho affirms readiness for Ashanti NPP polls and a cocoa processing company in turmoil. Board orders MD Boatin to step aside. We and stories and Open Chronicle at the Aba.
Yet also name for Daily Statesman and Breman for industrialization, my key priority. President Akufo-Addo commissions $30 million factory and no El Honum. E-levy saboteurs won't succeed, majority leader. NPP confirms dates for constituency elections. Ordinahum, Ashanti Region NPP must get it right. Very stories are a war Daily Statesman and him anapay.
The new crusading guard, Democrat and India so E-levy, GRA has no deal with express pay. John Kuma tells Sam George, blows over East Legon lands. 3 adjudged best ministers receive their award. $35 million 1D1F pharmaceutical factory commissioned at Ningo Pram Pram. And at Sechikrom Queen Mother's Day of Shame as she flouts traditional laws and evoke curses on Ebusia Penny, page number 10 of the New Crusading Guard Democrat and on that story.
Now, 3 ministers on one award.
Oh, so best performing ministers and
why in a award.
So they've I say a story no awards no. No,
some person who awarding body no.
Can headline
I was same way there.
3 adjudged best ministers receive their award.
And I may be success. I mean, why would name my award no?
Kind kakama. Yeah.
Because
3 and 10.
I was with them in Chelsea as a family so kakra because some 3 winners no come on. Awarding body no Fabra na
Dr. UN.
You see on against that backdrop no na person me who nipa on mass award.
Okay. 3 adjudged best ministers received their awards. 3 ministers jointly adjudged best ministers in the FAKS Investigative Services Performance of Ministers Survey 2021 have been presented with the awards.
FAKS near there.
They are Honorable Koko Furiesiama, Minister for Transport, Honorable Godfred Yebo Adami, Minister for Justice and Attorney General, and Dr. Ayawadichu, Minister for Education. A nicely designed plaque with their names boldly written on it were presented to them by the Chief Executive Officer of FAKS Investigative Services, Fred Yao Sapong, in their respective offices in Accra on different occasions. The Transport Minister, Honorable Esiama, received his award on Tuesday, April 18th, 2022.
Mame fax, no fax near there. FAKS near there. FAKS near there.
FAKS. FAKS. This minute 20.
CO, you know.
Investigative service. Mu.
The minister's performance.
Let me say, I feel no much as in
Sammy.
In the story now, no.
Sammy.
You know, I'm to be honest with you, I'm one of the people who will sit here and lambast the roads minister. I'm one of those people. But not making an appearance in this best ministerial whatever. Surprises me.
So I mean, forget this.
Maybe say transport minister.
So I mean, forget your word.
And then I didn't know
so the transport minister has been able to. Okay, so
forget your word.
No, next one you no AGD uniform.
Forget your word.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Minister of Education.
Minister of Education.
Wabra ye ti hama yedin komo sisi ya.
So I mean, forget your word.
For how many years near basic school for any textbook?
As an investigative service, you can
between JHS 1 and JHS 2 and 3. Now, some have been told to go back to the old system now no more useful. And some are supposedly using the new one with no textbooks.
Now, investigative service award we
There are ministers who are performing in this government.
It's the new crusading guy, the Democrat, and some of the Batuja and they, Samini Remo, Omontom was a trade adjudged best ministers received the awards.
Facts Investigative Service.
Yeah, more awards.
Ghanaian publisher no PC Oda NPP chair wanted for stealing metals from broken Oda Bridge. E-levy has taken off. Majority leader and Odessa Semoy Atuja.
President. When did E-levy take off?
When did E-levy take off?
No, we need to be careful so that
we don't misinform.
Yes. We know it will start on the 1st of May. So
okay, fine. The majority members of parliament have stated that nothing would stop the implementation of the e-levy on May 1, as has been announced. Na Asemno Etwaso Ewopi 2, or say, at a press conference in Parliament on Friday, Mr. Chief Mensa Bonsu, majority leader, described the move by the NDC MPs as dangerous since there were internal parliamentary processes they could have resorted to. We've been told that they have filed an injunction. The minority have taken their matter to the Supreme Court for the court to rule on the supposed unconstitutionality of the votes that were taken on e-levy. I will just say that the burden of proof lies with the minority to go to court and prove their case. I don't know where does he mention say e-levy has taken off.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
He's not mentioned that e-levy has taken off.
I'd be so surprised.
Anyway, so I'm surprised. Yeah, Sammy. He's not said anywhere.
So the publisher, the Ghanaian publisher, the Democrat.
I don't know where they got this.
I think they have to be.
Yeah. President opens $30 million 1D1F factory in Ingo Prampram. Galamsey destroys huge hectares of cocoa farms. Cocoa board and not the same way about. Galamsey destroys huge hectares of cocoa farms. I mean, back to Galamsey.
But that one they say in the data.
YPO Ghana sets up pediatric unit at Sunyani Hospital. Transport Minister Samuel Twaso. Wait, this story is a Ghanaian publisher.
That's not account.
Sakawa slay queens bastard in US. Indicted in $5 million fraud as Ghanaian conspirators sit on tenterhooks. And no Elhon Mamade slay queens in Infoni Atuhonoma. Omo Bakubi also wine. Also wine, since we sipping wine as well.
Every little change.
Yes. Enjoyment in Kwa. The Republic Press, and this a story we see. What the air brain. Now we have had again national team say had in hot. Maybe na a brother Epeno. Senior visual capture.
Senior
NDC gurus descend on AG for reprimanding colleague lawyers. Stop e-levy or face contempt at Blackrock to GRA boss. Sewa Boni's allegations, NPP not bothered over petition against Nana Donaka Kufuor. Inadequate infrastructure, low technical capacity affecting aquaculture in Ghana, how Kumsim and Ekasa. Into we any stories are the Republic Press at the Abrain and a pay.
Yamfa the informer, the Bokrata, no, Emfa and Twaso, dear. Na banner headline at that anymore. 2 Ghanaians nabbed by FBI, 6 million inheritance scam. A home sense him as a year the Bokrata and impa no pay.
With the vitamin C power.
Middle one, and I mean, no. In the Bay movement.
The middle one, no anyway, on one of the washes space.
What?
We private beach. What?
And I'm a imagine.
I am part of me twice.
Mama and they can come on original pictures and fan sending me.
And they can come story where the abbey story no MUP.
A woman twice. Why?
What?
We actually we do.
Now it's $6 million.
$6 million inheritance scam.
Now when you are man of scamming with the Amity
and desire my yummy.
Madam, this one. When she tells me, I will make an attempt to start.
Oh, the baby, man.
The rising prices of goods and services Peasant farmers urge government to intervene. The story comes with a picture of a Greek minister. No guaranteed loans for students. Let's preserve religious tolerance. Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, Mampenya Bidiachiri, Enode Esafutui, Tuja. Ghana Bar Association blasts lawyers over social media critique of court judgment. Minority e-levy injunction futile. Majority leader, Ura Osei Sabunsu, and all cancer as a winter for the informer, the Bokrata and another payer. Stories are waiting me on can come with me.
The custodian and pay say e-levy suit is too late. Majority to NDC MPs. Ordinary thanks constituents. Let's promote African descent agenda. Dr. Bawumia and a no vote on absentee MPs. Majority leader. 1D, 1F. Akufo-Addo opens $35 million pharmaceutical factory. In our stories, I will have Sami. Me the production be me prepare documents be wrong. Now documents na me prepare no. The industrialist versus the economist. Na no NPP prime minister on ba kono. Na official and on one side. Or championing industrialization agenda. So far, no, I see 107 1D 1Fs and ABA. Now, we share the economic messiah, Vice President Bawumia, and in the performance so far, no, to who Ghanaians believe, say, or your bua.
Last week, one of the institutions.
There be, I mean, the reasons. 72 reasons why Baku into me do the okay and a Baku on the quiet no on the should do it's a contrast no yeah it's a the bebrem or HMS no sentimonia botre
that's it. Yanto aso me final paper no pay the Business and Financial Times. To tax or not to tax, GRA in a fix over churches, I say tax them. Inflation has eroded workers' salaries. TUC calls on employers to cushion workers. I agree with TUC.
I mean, also tax them.
Tax the churches.
To tax or not to tax, GRA in a fix over churches. I say they should tax them.
They
should tax them.
They should tax them.
They should tax all the churches. Yes.
They
should tax all of them.
No, not all.
All.
Okay,
not leaving one.
No, not all.
Wait, Sam. I think that the taxation should be targeted. Number one, because you have some churches who are not offering anything to society. There are some churches or missions who have schools or Maya or Modiama buying is benefiting of those schools.
Does corporate Ghana
those churches
Ghana, does corporate Ghana not do corporate social responsibility?
Oh, they do once in a while.
So why do they pay
annually?
Tax? Why do they pay tax?
Annually. They do that annually.
We're here in this country when COVID-19 struck. At the time that members expect help will come from the church, we had some pastors in this country telling their congregants to say, this is not the time I do any better as well as here, they are so sick and more. I do you. We know here.
So my points now.
We have seen churches that we have contributed money to build, and yet just a few are enjoying. Look at the lifestyle of pastors today. Those days when our bishops, when you see a Methodist lay preacher going into the villages to go and preach the word. No, nam from na shoe munina papai. No ye nyankopo adwuma. Those days near castle ko taxi ma ye ni obi anya adwene. But and now so for my body they need to be taxed.
So I mean maybe point I feel say if you decide to tax the churches I bet me afa and they say some churches the mega churches I must say have turned themselves into companies.
Oh.
Into a bit more a ABCD group of churches, group of companies. More CEO or more board or more BBA. Such churches are so tax more heavy. Because you see, I know it has moved from church to business. Oja says such churches say tax. Now the Nyame Juma na ye ba be ye Just say any group of companies, any board chairman, any managing director, any
it will be
CEO.
difficult to differentiate between.
Oh, they are there. Sir, Oko register general, Oko register general,
but it will be difficult.
Even on that score,
it will be difficult.
Even on that score,
they should just tax all of them.
I'm saying that it should be targeted.
It won't be fair. It won't be fair.
I'm saying it should be targeted because you see,
it will be a progressive tax. The more money you have, the more we will tax you. If you are a Bobo Choba church and you have just started,
Bobo Choba church Uniska,
but
group of
so
companies.
So tax one city then.
Group of companies, umbrella church needs to say, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm taxing na.
I'm tax your money. They should tax all of them.
Yeah, to us, Economic Times, GDP growth to pick up records 5.4% in 2021. Bank of Ghana prepares to export, what is it, dark gold next month. Food crisis looming. World Bank warns amidst Ghana's rising.
Dore good.
Dore.
Yeah,
Dore.
We're French.
Dore.
Yeah, Dore.
So what does it mean? Food crisis looming. World Bank warns amidst Ghana's rising food inflation. And also a story offer the Economic Times double cratano and ne anopaya betimi ehu akan ewo tax to GDP to peak at 16.5%, inflation of 16.3% in 2022. That's according to the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Job unavailability on the rise, and also EIU's prediction on local currency is over ambitious. Economists be and discussing with actual Idra. E-levy injunction. You start other initiatives to suffer financing setbacks. And also, Professor Turkson appointed as BOG's MPC, appointed to BOG's MPC board. When stories are offered, the Economic Times, the Bokrat and Abet Miwa can count.
It's a good, no, a scrap good. It's a metals now, a continue good, a continue silver. It's a quite to say scrap, you know. It's Afrina, unrefined.
Yeah, but polish.
Afrina, almost export. Yeah, you
the very good, no. Yeah. Young refiner waha. Yeah, the raw noir as a German so as a
scrap. A byproduct.
A byproduct. Yes. But are we not putting in measures a bit me? I refine it, add the value to that byproduct and send the aqua German so I
value export market also see.
Me can't when it is refined.
Yeah, we still time in here do good. You find corner or much good in silver and free. Say raw metal, we're buying a bullion buy the amount for na chichini money frame, bro. Yeah. The Inquisitor say commotion at Tema Port over Kent's directive to GPHA and national security. Home picture of Ken Oforiatta, Albert Kandapa, Major General Duamanfo, and Michael Luguje, GPHA boss. Omuni na mufoni waha a directive biaba from Ken Oforiatta to GPHA and the national security directive. No, a copy panam ne they are for. Santio Jordan City residents resist police SWAT team. Sakawa mom and daughter busted in USA. The first students have 1 month to pay fees. KNUST. Then 1 month in their birth number soon. 321 teenage pregnancy recorded in Isujaman. MP calls for punishment. Okay. Wait, this story is not pay.
Punishment for who? For the pregnant girls.
For the impregnated.
And the party parents in his own country.
Well, I never participate for we need our
Ray, I know what the Benanti.
Okay.
What the Benanti.
Benanti there and then room quickly. citynewsroom.com. CLOSAG continues strike as it increases pressure for neutrality allowance. Family of slain immigration officer to receive compensation soon. Immigration service. We are aware NPP is unpopular now. We will change that before 2024 polls. Nana Akumia. Africa's overdependence on foreign goods shameful. John Dramani Mahama. Akufo-Addo government blew 33 billion Ghana cedi COVID-19 windfall on election 2020 campaign. John Dramani Mahama and all this assembly about some allegations were serious. Coming from former president, you're serious. Sefa, assembly about Pesa Rim Kakra. Akufo-Addo government blew 33 billion Ghana cedis. COVID-19 went for on election 2020 campaign. Jamuni bibi okoka assembly. Harvard. What's a hustle there? Heavy. Yanto also our citynewsroom.com. Stories say over 2 tons of cocaine worth $67.7 million seized in Ivory Coast. 25-year-old apprentice allegedly kills KNUST friend to avoid paying 300 Ghana cedi debt. Suspend internal election in Yendi, NPP constituency executives. Central Region NPP suspends campaign over death of communications officer. Agribusiness Chamber proposes formation of National Food Security Committee. Medina residents lament poor nature of their inner roads. Economy will rebound before 2024 elections in Japan Mesa. And immigration officer shot dead by unknown assailants laid to rest in Accra. And our final story, Waha say, newly constructed Bosomchi Girls STEM High School begins admissions. We next stories are oko citynewsroom.com and ope albert to me. Okay.
Yo, Sefa.
Yanto so ne yanko Google News and no pay Google News oko ho dia na say o say high social day.
High society inside.
High security outside. Ghana will be about meet the dignitaries that attended Akufo-Addo's daughter's wedding. Me start starting any become. Okay. Now we am for ni kra aliko Dangote ni jina.
Mizenana. Opinion be see on the private jet say Sami Skabede. And I'm coaching and same say no so Okwaba. Oh, Sami, any agro krom ha. Oh, Sami.
Our research shows Mahama will be chosen as NDC flag bearer. Dr. Usmensa on this Asimiyatuja rains coupled with windy conditions to hit Accra, Ashanti, Central, and other regions, and also Ewoho. It is time to end the political judicial persecution of dual citizens. And also a story Okugu News and Anope Abetimi and Wenye Biakin. E-Levy, have you met the Supreme Court already? A Blackwater Chairman Bunsu. Mahama accuses Akufo-Addo of blowing 33 billion Ghana cedis COVID money on 2020 elections. Judicial bias, politicizing state agencies dangerous. Reverend Opuni warns. Resign if you have political interest. IDEC executive director tells civil servant. Some MPs lost seats in 2020 elections because they became too big. Dr. Usumensa and Asimiyatuja. For a moment, I passed out, says Sam Jonah narrates harrowing moment in a mine. One dead as NDC regional secretary is attacked by armed robbers. Ghanaian mother and daughter arrested in US for assisting fraud boys launder cash to Ghana. Public sector payment structure must be overhauled. TUC Director of Labor Research. Akufo-Addo must sack current security personnel. NDC's Alex Ekoko and Edisasimwe Atuja. Okada rider jailed 15 years for robbing students of iPhone 7. We know some of the stories I could Google News and I know perhaps me on working kind.
Yet also na yemfa CNN.com and Brer Oman for stories on any US diplomats to return to Ukraine. Secretary of State Blinken told Zelensky during a meeting in Kiev that the US would resume its diplomatic presence in the country. A senior official said Russia continuously attacking Mariupol steel plant, one of last significant holdouts of Ukrainian forces in the city. Blinken and Austin discussed foreign military financing, nomination of a new U.S. ambassador in meeting with Zelensky. 2 gas executives and their families found dead within 24 hours. And Emmanuel Macron wins France's presidential election. And also Honum. Beijing faces races to contain urgent and grim COVID-19 outbreak as Shanghai lockdown continues. Twitter board meets to discuss Elon Musk's takeover offer and also Honum 10 confirmed dead after sightseeing boat goes missing in Japan. We any stories are anopay CNN at their brain.
BBC.com anopay say Macron defeats Le Pen and vows to unite France. Any big story her. Historic win for Macron, but faces divided country. Nanyana ASMA war BBC.com anopay. Mariupol refugees share trauma of civilian camps. Ukraine war fakes thrive on TikTok. Beijing kicks off mass testing after COVID spike. Green fences baffle lockdown Shanghai residents. Nigeria in trauma after blast deaths. President Enodes Assembly Atuja. 10 confirmed dead from missing Japan tourist boat. UK war surgeon on call for Ukraine's overwhelmed medics. And guns, the leading cause of death of US children. Nina Sema Oko BBC.com and Opea Obetumi. Okay.
Yan Twason and got rioters also death toll for from migrant shipwrecks off Tunisia rises to 17. 6 people killed in blasts at restaurant in Somalia's capital. New Ebola case confirmed in northwestern Congo, health authorities say. Niger approves redeployment of more European special forces from Mali. Blast at illegal Nigerian oil refinery kills more than 100 people. Attack in Mali and Burkina Faso killed 21, wound dozens. Islamic State claims bombing of Nigeria's Taraba state capital. Ivory Coast police seize record cocaine haul. Interior Minister says at least 12 dead, another 10 missing as 4 migrant boats sink off Tunisia. We need some of the stories I'll writers and Anopaya Ubitimi Ehun Akinkan Eho.
Yeah, for Ghana met you for weather update in Brelman for Anopay. One more essay. It's a cloudy this morning over most parts of the country. Brighter conditions will follow as the day progresses. There is a possibility of thunderstorms over a few areas for southern Ghana later in the day. Now, a breakdown in one more essay. Aflao, Accra, Kaswa, Cape Coast, Takra Day would experience partly cloudy morning. Lowest temperature will be around 24 degrees Celsius. Intermittent sunny moments are expected for the afternoon with temperature around 33 degrees Celsius. And it will be partly cloudy with temperature around 29 degrees Celsius. Oshe Aye, Kumasi, Akimoda, Koforidua, Obuasi, Takwa, Seshibekwaya. It will be a misty morning today with lowest temperature around 24 degrees Celsius. Area intermittent sunny moments are expected for most of these areas with temperature around 34 degrees Celsius. And thunderstorms and rains are expected for most of these areas with temperature around 27 degrees Celsius. So we had the Northern Delta, Yendi, Tamale, Bole, Damango, Bolgatanga, Nalayugu, Enewa. It will be partly cloudy for most of these areas with temperature around 27 degrees Celsius. It will be sunny in the afternoon. Temperature will be around 37 degrees Celsius and partly cloudy in the evening with temperature around 30 degrees Celsius. Into we any weather update and pay you bit me at the abre adofonina ewujumedino eso. So
me unim say e was say a day COVID-19 update no eba.
Yeah.
Na me search no me share that enhu ade no ye intimisrewa eguso a. ACC no.
It's fine.
Na nemum trendy ena nei Raymond say opeso hu edin no a omo koye no bi ntu de mayenko COVID-19 update no embra ne COVID-19 update no ba new cases no ejina 6 and active cases here no ejina 100 and ejina 24 active cases here 24 confirmed cases no 161,124 deaths 1,445 and recoveries here 159,655 in New Bagana Memua. New cases are recorded of COVID-19 no 6 active cases here Kansas here omo yare no enyo omo a omo egusu ho a na kire se omo aduonu ennan na omo afiri mu apemba ko ahanan ne aduanan inum yefiri ho a na kire se Raymond high society
Trends, you know.
High society inside.
Okay.
High security
outside.
Thank you. Trends, you know. Honey, as you free. Now, mote ya na neze dia moti ya no anu no ye mampanyi na dankwa kufuado ne baba ba ko kama pa so no ababa wa sompia kodonkua baba pa ne hu sisi ne hu so ande papa san mampanyi wo man mu na kire se eni awade no ye de share so there was a private engagement at Jubilee House aye nyina ye TBA na ne pompon so ni nyina no ekokowie Peduase Lodge e ho na high society inside, high security outside. Na eno na mfuni ebi tojwa high dignitaries je say amanfo akuku dan pa sikafo akakraka omo West African sub-region pa na ba bie dudi muntintima Aliko Dangote so hwe TV ni so wa hu se Aliko Dangote na ugina ho ya woni mampanyi asre onwenwe mampanyi abedi akire nso na ben no ate ase na kire se maame Samira Baumia de ugina kire na se na nim shine na uhwe mampanyi chichi no ene mampanyi sere na different.
He looked swag on.
Yeah.
Very, very swag on. He looked very, very swag on.
Very. Are you full, Papa?
Yes, very swag on.
Mampanyi o ya guy.
Very swag on.
Mampanyi
swag near high.
High.
Super high. Vice President na
Vice President
no also economist.
My director for Musomini Dangote picture same event no on family no too.
Director Mpacho Raymond.
Yeah.
Oni Dangote for mo picture no too.
Why
Mr.
Same event
na.
Yeah.
Raymond Nyamado.
So I stop sabotaging that production.
Anti ayi ni nie. Okunu ni oyiri ni nie. Hey, about you say dem describe about no so no sompia pa. E no gina ho ya.
Almost make us say picture no fa na corrupt.
Oh, me no say una o share dey with.
Almost make us say picture no fa na corrupt.
Una o share dey with you person me.
Almost say eba as PNG instead of JPEG. It's me fa.
Who sabotage production?
Eba almost say eba TWRP. Your machine in Fafa.
Na we abeto dwawo social media tentan kese so na manfo edu hu komo
omu wi a omu wachiri no mpanyu wi man sika ye moja
panampampa na
omu pantu ye ho
enka direct enka mi kan yi na enka odi ato panampampa pa pene
omu mpa man
panampampa na pene panampampa pa na za nwumia na Ghana fo nyina eto na akọ social media no kono omudi hu nkomati but Kodi was say look at so beautiful family and respect and humble may God akwabrofo may God continue to bless our president and family. Alfred or say marry yourselves and keep the money within yourselves. Why? Omate teacher or say the world has been that the rich friends the rich, so as the poor also friends the poor. I guess this wedding was strictly by invitation. Now, Nangapa say, "Ye jagum na ako no ako didi no ase ho there. We won't do that." They say, "Bibia strictly by invitation. We get invitation unto me in Rem." Martin, Nanado's daughters are getting married. Do you yati obianim? Yeah, or say it was late, and on the fire emoji no is also in Peduase. God bless your union. Hamford or say, per what I saw in this picture. Very soon, the old man will go and borrow money from Aliko Dangote.
Where from this comment?
Oh, Hamford, no, or the.
No, where from this comment? Oh, my brother.
He will just be your friend for 1 week, and next 1 week he will ask you to borrow him money. I come in peace, and or I'm running emoji.
This comment, no.
No, I am running away emoji no eto ho.
Oh, my friend.
Hamford cry no bro phone share that.
My friend, he should find his place somewhere.
Enti enei mampanyin na dankwa Kufuado. Woni eye owura Kofi Dwuma ne ba no Wamawari and Hons and Semen. Na, hey, Referee Paddy, Wabahuna Mane. Referee Paddy said he has not had an erection since awarding penalty to Kotoko against House of Folk in the Super Clash game. Now comment Yaman for Debony. This referee took brown envelope from Kotoko, aka Penalty Company, just to end Hearts of Folk supremacy over them. No sleep for the wicked one. Glover, or say you let Kotoko score, now you can't score. Ahmed, or say how many times will they tell you Ghana is not for you? This concert party of a country is all we have, but even still, sometimes it feels like it's way too surreal. Nero, or say them sees the guy in weapons spiritually. Kojo, or say these powers need to manifest on our politicians. If we can really utilize such powers in Africa, Africa will be great. Soldier, a small referee person go chop. Now, you know they see erection again. Hey, Bibini cry, be day. Oh, we are say. Them need to hey, I said there is a story. I know my John online. I ran to Bako University of Ghana. What I said, what they Sika Pudu be 10,000 Ghana cedis. And now what the Coco share betting Muna, if you actually know we need 200 Ghana cedis. Big some batch and a serious business. Now, and a member of Parliament for North Tongue, Samuel Lukuja Black, was say, as a cool for more Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Mono Yasimudi Musuku fees, Yadema more, Modeco Bo Chachano, Monjeni, Papa. Or say, no, some of Rana Mode Musica, at the Mam some Vanco to school fees, Medical Chachano, Muhia rehabilitation. I was say, your pet psychologist be Emma Mo, now with me, every my junior, no boamo. Now your addiction and here, and ya dear, a betray ye a day amamo. Wait, and amount for one more sorry, or anyway, was a diversion therapy. I recommend we have to psych them to come and understand that Lotto is better than betting. Too sure is quicker than Cocoa Farm. NLA is there, at least. That one day, the money will still go to the government of Ghana. Then it will be used as students' loans for them. No one loses. Anameboa. Mauli, I think most African leaders need therapy than students who are allegedly using fees for betting. I don't think this will happen if those who are taking fast salaries in the formal sector are working very well for the benefit of the ordinary people. Ruth, also in the past, hardly do you hear of this issue that a student has used his fees for betting. The economy is hard. See what some of the youth are doing. Use the money you people are taking from us to sort them out before you talk of therapy. Joseph, betting is the only reason why you are still holding yourself as MP. Do you know why? It gives the youth hope for a better tomorrow, something your certificate can't give you. When they become frustrated with betting, they will chase you out. The MD Chato Clement was the best recommendation so far. Even if they pay the fees for them, they will still stake it. Therefore, therapy is a must. And when in some way, dear him, Ewo Omanga na mo oko social media, we won't be.
Yo, I'm saying,
now, also, wedding answer. You go back to picture. Now, share don't go to the dressing. Quite no share. Yeah. And then lieutenant also quite to share. So me ko na share quite see them and their channel too. Until now so mu chairman. Until now different now respect on one way. No.
Now for the audio phone the try no. Ni project one.
Now instructions oh.
David.
What do me for?
Until now who group be now.
Go down with the group. Who is it? Dressing I'm dressing here. A match a coincide with my group I'm at now.
Okay.
It's no whom send me a chairman.
Okay.
Now numbers I'm a G.
No, could I
don't say, but your contacts. Contacts are now. Minister to me who knows, so I have to take your contact. When you're missing me, coordinate contact.
Yo, what family you remember what happened? Yes, I say link come on.
The company you keep.
Yes. 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 It will make or make you.
I'm telling you.
I'm saying one more born you may fast your mind. But friends say usika so usi AC nye. Usika so asi aju 50 Ghana. Na mo tiati usika so now computer na aju 40 Ghana. Now okay. Usika so mo muni ani Jessica.
Every little
muni ani Jessica.
Say nothing na TUC omo kwa ma eze ne so muti mi krisi.
Off the top of your head. Off the top of your head, Sefa. Aban we see ministers off the top of your head. Off the top of your head. My ministers me ensa will bit me akase toward your moye adwuma in this government.
Off the top of my head.
Yes.
It will be a bit difficult for me.
Come on, off the top of your head.
I can mention just.
Sammy.
It will be difficult.
Maybe who be?
It'll be difficult for you to.
Yes.
Sammy,
Mami easy mamo.
So far, me who be a trainer, Bob.
Mami easy mamo.
It will be difficult.
And Minister for National Security, Kandapa. Finance Minister Kenneth Furiata, Alan Kojuchimati, Trade and Industry.
Okay, so trade and industry.
Okay, all right. So Alan is also in my list. Alan is in my list. Alan Chemati is in my list. Minister of Defense Dominic Nitiwo. Okay, Minister of Interior Ambrose Derry.
When was the last time you heard of Ambrose?
But what did they go with this one? I'm just. That's Foreign Affairs Ministry. AG.
Attorney General.
Minister of Local Government. Dambuche. Minister of Parliamentary Affairs. Minister of Communication and Digitization. Minister of Food and Agriculture. Minister of Education. Minister of Health. Lands and Natural Resources.
Madam. That's for me.
Hey, I
mean, of course, and I said, oh, score beer.
Galam said,
obviously.
No, he came with the drive to hold Galamsey.
Okay, so you can say so, of course, obviously. He came with specific KPIs and was a timid.
Raymond, you may have your that's the first choice.
That's
so Sefa Alan.
No, Alan.
And Abu
Jinapo.
Yeah.
Mame Nkoso. Minister Railway Development.
Zero.
David.
Fisheries.
Nil.
Sanitation and Water Resources.
Nothing.
David.
Tourism and art and culture.
Doc.
Okay. Our Minister of Gender.
Minister of Gender.
Muchaso. Minister for Employment. Information.
She's not been that.
Minister of Youth and Sports. Minister for Public Enterprises.
I'm more qualified for
no Bobo.
And the Minister
Youth and Sports.
Yeah.
Bobo.
Memman Kakra.
Okay.
Mustafa. Mustafa. You see.
Okay. Works and housing.
Debbie.
Okay. All right.
Asa.
I know.
And that's Alan Penna Yejumo. Onukwa na Yejuma.
So far for me.
Yeah.
When the part meet me highlighting the pet. Alan Kojuchimati. In terms of not media coverage dominance. Not to say they be our press or newspapers or TV show. No. But that's in the visibility of the Juma.
Of course.
I think that in the government, I can mention Alan Chemati. He's doing a good job.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
He's doing a very good job. Very good job.
He's doing a good job.
So I'm Bibi Kakra from Alan Camp. I'll say, Minister of Trade and Industry, Alan Chemati, in a brief statement, where a pharmaceutical factory, 35 million over the weekend, in the last week, no, everyone didn't go pram. I'll say, in a brief statement, he noted that the state-of-the-art facility of Atlantic Life Sciences Limited is the 107th company to begin operations under the 1D1F initiative after it was admitted to join the initiative in 2017. nti Sami uko na ukohwehwe numbers no ukohwehwe physical presence of 107 projects or can was is there.
Yeah.
You can see. You see whether a private man and no babe certain idea with Nisika and now we know. He's played sa role na obe play send a opportunity beba.
Yeah.
Na
without any media razzmatazz, any noise.
Oh yeah, Jumano.
He's just doing his work.
Quiet, yeah.
He's just doing his work.
Yeah.
He's just doing his work.
Me so far, the America say without doubt, or ministers no, visibly no.
Obojuma. But
CEOs. Obama, we know about US no Chiromaji. Anna. Okay, young CEOs. CEOs. Mami mark your mama.
Meba.
Mami mark your mama.
Mami quote Siga for website. I hope me show say many CEOs in the list or.
Siga angasa Obojuma.
Say a honey be shasi
Siga angasa Obojuma. Iti yeyi Siga tunche. What I say?
Me enko.
No, Siga dey no. Oyo Juma.
So no oversight responsibility on.
Nancy no buy. O hwe Juma oba. O tumu say
at least I mean that report cry be to job about me who dey cause so.
When see Oyo Juma.
Of course, who say Ejuma on. Dey me am hu public institutions say o dey Ejuma na say obi a onim Ejuma no anase ote Ejuma na se a.
Yadi.
No, the obi ote Ejuma na se. Say what the Ejuma na share nsa.
Yeah, otumi
ebo Ejuma otumi ye ni ye. But say bia wo ye ne say onipa na boa me ama metimi ayewe nti ono nso ma se da me de da no eni a. Bra onipa na to de bia otumu say ne nim there in that particular sector no and said that NCPA.
Say fa mami boss amene yanko.
Yeah, bobo.
Yanko Ghana Post. Obo. Na say one oba.
I'll work with Obo.
Obo yeah.
I'll work with Obo.
Yeremo NPA Mustafa Hamid.
No. For me, no. No for Mustafa. For me, it's a no for Mustafa.
I'll consider him somewhere.
No, for me, it's a no for Mustafa.
GNPC. Na say one na Kiki Sapon. But no, it is debatable. Sami Yeremo National Lotteries.
Samuel Kuyejuma.
Samuel Kuyejuma. Obojuma.
Yeah.
Yeremo GRA.
GRA Moyejuma.
Amishada
Oyejuma.
Obojuma. Yes, of course.
SNIT.
How's that SNIT, you know? Our issues were hot then. They told the bill how alcohol now went to me and you know now so. I didn't say
Omash expansionist project to rope in more people. For me, SNIT. No.
And also, we can also speak about their digitization approach. Yeah, exactly. And it seems to be something I also to me, commended on.
Youth, baby, a pious one. National
Youth Authority.
Yeah, let's go.
Professor Peter Chumesi, National Sports Authority.
Minimum dear.
Only say Baba Sports Stadium. The almost renovated last year. President Khan State of Nation renovation. Only say CAF buy no. Inspection no. Almost stadium no.
Of course, and
Sami almost say recommendation on the buy. Almost say stadium no yeah. Yembubu nsi ho. Na remodel no to become a modern facility. Nti na bisa say omukwa renovation no. Dien na and advice ben omo consider answer mo koye renovation nti yesika no Ghana sika no ya hye no sika na hye Samian to aso na Iremu ewo Minerals Commission
David
Minerals Commission
no lie
Petroleum Commission
no lie for me no lie
Sami
no lie
Sami under say na free zones board.
Well, free zones. To be honest, I many deep free zones into me and kase me can't be for home. So I wouldn't say may for and answer against, but no comment on
Bust.
reasons. No, Mr. Provincial, no.
Onyade.
For me, you see, when we are in a critical situation where the reason for which you were set up as a strategic plant, it must be felt.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I'll catch him and say, oh, and me use another alternative approach. Any country need income until because we have gotten income, it's enough. Mm-hmm. At the time when Ghanaians need help, was Boss able to come through for us? Mm-hmm. So for me, based upon that, I really wouldn't say much about Boss to say.
Yanko Tema Oil Refinery, you say interim committee and 3-member interim committee.
Yes,
Oh,
Mr. Improcity.
Code your coin.
Tema Oil Refinery.
Now, refinery no on the edge.
Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority.
GPH, they've been doing well.
Michael
Luguji. They've been doing well.
Oh,
they've been doing well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
GPH has been doing well. Yeah.
Ghana Airports Company Limited.
Oh, well, for me.
Twice.
What do you into
Ghana Water Company Limited.
Ghana Water.
I think the CEO has the drive, but they are constrained.
Okay.
I think the CEO for Ghana Water, the engineer, I've forgotten his name. He has the drive.
Dovlu.
He has the drive.
Kweku Dovlu.
No, he has another name. No, he has it.
Okay.
He has the drive, but he's challenged. Say idea, and can the fight against Galamsey Ekoyi? Say idea Ekoyi, Ghana Water would have been doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as it stands now, there, I mean, they are
illegal
constrained.
small scale mining.
So I mean, finally, ECG.
Well,
engineer would do.
Well, I think that ECG has done good. ECG has done good.
Kano.
Yes, I think that ECG has done good. The recent actions are Omateki, power supply. Nansia, one more Negrico, one more the bulk, supply, one more new ones. I mean, for me, ECG has not done bad. They done good.
Yeah. So I mean, Ghana Water near Clifford Brima.
Yes, that's.
So I mean, way and a demi bar said, "Na CEO so amu Juma, and now omu modern born so near." So I mean, a ban saying na yet to me amount allowances be bria about. So I mean, COC as we speak.
Oh, but which are very important place. Menu STC.
Oh, Sam.
Oh, yes,
for me,
of course,
Nana
Kumi
has done a fantastic job with STC. For me,
yes,
he's done a yeoman's job with STC.
He stands out
yes.
for me.
No, Sam.
What happened to National Airline? Yes, what happened to it?
A pipe dream.
It's a project.
Sammy, yaka same way. Ya pupo.
Na inti Ghana Railways.
Oh, Debbie. Oh, now Sammy.
Debbie.
Oh, Debbie.
Sammy Nabutre.
Train Benny. Chukuchaka. When's the last time you Chukuchaka?
Hold on, mama. Me pese ya start ya Jumedi BN. Ochina any be ream into details.
Yeah.
Sammy. Wabubo mpenyufo we bebre na waka se bebre na omonya ade no. Ana hu omo handwriting no.
Yeah.
Sammy. Asemi nifi. And I senior journalist and lawyer Samson Ladia Yenini Okofa Asembaya. Breakdown of allowances of top management of some SOEs Ukroma. Sami? Na share breakdown of allowances na. Meti hunka kribipe. Na me adumochina. Say editors ni beba.
Yeah.
Na me adumochina eba. Yebe real and it fits into discussion I started weeks ago about salaries are top management officials no moji.
Yeah.
Sammy, say and breakdown it you. Holiday facilities, both internal and external, for not more than 6 persons, not more than 3 rooms, and for not more than 5 nights per year or elsewhere, exclusive of annual. Nina a part of the media mamo.
No.
Your mamo. Free holiday facilities, both internal and external holidays, for not more than 6 persons.
Not more than 6 persons.
Yes. Not more than 3 rooms. And for not more than 5 nights per year in Ghana or elsewhere. Exclusive of annual.
Wow.
Retirement package is calculated at 12% of the gross salary, which is to be set aside by the employer.
That is Sika, the man of coffee, you you calculated 12% of Sika, Nabosimi Bia, the Triana Cano.
Gross, and
yes. Gross.
Not just Sika do out, baby. Yes, if you put on Sani at the TV.
Sammy, parting gift includes one of the top of the range multimedia laptop of choice with accessories.
Core i8 and I imagine core
gadget we need you top of the range. Any accessories just say baby
mouse.
Now if you have been at post for more than 2 years, you get an additional gift value at 50% of 1 month's gross salary. Now
you don't fancy you have 60,000 Ghana cedis. Now you've been at post for more than 2 years. It means a parting gift your day amount, your amount, top of the range, a electrical gadgets, and salary, gross salary, no, a santim, you know, near the normal gift. Yes. 60,000, no, a chemutu I
yes,
30,000.
Not here. If you have been at post for over 4 years, you get an additional gift value at 2 months gross salary. The official saloon vehicle that you may have been using will remain yours, and you can procure at a discount of 50%.
Hey, Charlie, then we need to get employment.
Or see, there are end of service benefits for these state-owned enterprises or managers. End of service package, 4 months gross salary at the point of disengagement for every calendar year. Benefit of a housing loan of about 6,000 cedis. Home enhancement loan, 2,000 cedis. Travel per diem of $1,500. Salary increase to be at 20%. Medical care for spouse and children up to 21 years onwards. 7. Mandatory full medical examination yearly abroad.
Mandatory.
Full mandatory full medical examination yearly abroad. Free medical care after retirement for spouse and children up to 21 years. Free. Allowances for replacement of eye lenses. 1,000 Ghana cedis yearly. Into Wusami say. Uspesi abaya fahoka. There is also an out-of-station allowance where accommodation and meals will be provided.
And yet,
an inconvenience allowance of 500 Ghana cedis per day.
And Anna, it's not Hanum say, Menu Mino, and Fatty. And yet, Nana need this, one won't take market yaso. Yakatuandi almost at 30%. But no more we need Guasia Womoji.
Yeah.
Yes. These things have not been affected.
Special allowance including household allowance, utility subsidy, responsibility allowance, 1,500 cedis a month. Special, entertainment allowance, 1,500 cedis a month.
And near there.
Satellite TV connection on DSTV, 500 Ghana cedis.
Now satellite TV connection and entertainment.
Oh,
I mean, look, satellite TV connection, entertainment. So why don't you fix it into the entertainment allowance?
Madam, and you want better
okay,
security guards, 2 personnel at night, 1 during the day. An official vehicle loan, executive saloon car, driver, vehicle maintenance allowance, 1,000 Ghana cedis per month. clothing allowance 10,000 Ghana cedis etc. Inconvenience allowance 500 Ghana cedis a day. Sami twaso. Ochina na me adoma sami be wrem but we eye kakra. So afi obeti ase de ntia obi apese okoji ejuma or state owned enterprise. So for some say and this is salary no kra yankan ho asemu.
Well, aka sima bako
Sami entertainment allowance.
near passport.
We na yenipa ya papa Sam Jonah. Ade asemu etuja. Or say Ghana is underdeveloped because governments have consistently lived beyond our means. Sam Jonah.
The bane of our development.
No, you see, Sami, all these people who are coming into office are supposed to come into office to serve. Remember?
Yep.
Now look at the perks. Perks, no. We are not saying they shouldn't be given motivation and now perks in Nyama. But Sami, look at the waste in there. Look at the expenditure in there. Sami, I mean,
6 people to travel with.
you see,
Charlie, 3 rooms.
Yeah, 5 nights.
medical checkup abroad.
Compulsory.
Sami, and
Lenses
it is not
allowance,
as if
a month.
you can't do same here at a cheaper cost. No, Sami, just look at the waste in there. Just look at how we are spending beyond our means.
But Ochina no home, Yamepa print it.
Ochina me do. Ochina kra me de me bo audio no nyina ma because one say senior lawyer, senior journalist, senior lawyer na ko fast asem buy.
Ochina yem print na for brain. Yem print na for brain.
No, Sami, a very serious matter.
Mame kai oman for no pay. So modi aso banu musia no pay. Obanu musia maninya awake purified drinking water. Over 330 ml, 500 ml, 750 ml, 1.5 liters, and a 19 liters jar. Bet me to be now so or you show from 0262 351 251 and 0272 13373. Onyomo ebedi enkomo so na betimi abobo ho na do ho akodom GCB G Money no register onto the G Money at any GCB branch or any of our agents nationwide and perform more transactions to stand a chance to win amazing prizes such as fridges, air conditioners, other home appliances and a brand new saloon car as the grand reward. To be a G Money agent, simply walk into any GCB bank branch and register and transact to also be a part of the promo. G Money is powered by GCB. Raymond, at the sports update, you know.
Sorry.
And you welcome back to the happy.
Sabi, Oni sefa. Na me adom na mudi 95 na mu na moko. Na mu ba wiase bioma. Sefa oba adwuma be na opese oya.
Adwuma. Senkame owner of Goldman Sachs and Kenya Bado.
Sabi je. Oba adwuma be na opese oya.
Oh, me ba, senya me beti ma se dia. Pese me only mega church. Pese me only mega church.
Creflo dollar.
Pese me only mega church. And you say I feel best start me be bra start you.
Oba ya neda ho.
Sorry no. Enti papa na be bishop no. Enti by the time papa you.
Eh say Joel was still.
Na odima ato sorry na no.
Okay.
Na feel me my left here sorry no.
But them baby and person me a boxer.
Because your boo be 100 million there.
Your boo be a magica. Me boo also a magica. Happy 98.9 FM and I was go so out here share so the ETV Ghana and I share what you made you know. The Happy Morning Show Emraso. Send me the sports update and bremo what you made you know so na mamenka was say 1xbet and the time it here me the morning show sports updates na bremo 1xbet over the weekend no omo millionaires be Ghana ha. Na also bet me a next millionaire from 1xbet games are so na ene oko on my website so ene matches be pre ho na oko across the world there are more some 572 games are bet me a bet on send be also bet me the next 1xbet millionaire 1xbet.com.gh 1xbet.com.gh oko now register now be a new account obema opportunity to enter a promo code. Promo code they say enter a BETGH, BETGH. Or enter sa promo code nepe obema 200% bonus on your first deposit. Wait the messenger. One expert team in Fambra, one expert say undi 18 na memfa we need enter on my website so go chat bet. Betting is addictive into bet responsibly. Yes, I'm Nasin from the Ghana Premier League. Match day 26 of the 2021-2022 Ghana Premier League season. Also over the weekend. Friday, and I can see the shots here. Accra to folk get to me at Accra Lions at Chambo by 3-0. On Saturday, Accra Great Olympics at Tinafie. Our Accra Sports Stadium lose to Ashgold by 1-0. Mediama FC Echi Wafa Echano by 1-0. Our Akon Park or Takwa. Dreams FC and King Faisal Ebo 1-1. Our Theatre of Dreams Park or Dewu. Na BBN Gold Stars Echi 11-1 the channel by 1-0. Our Dance Park. Elmina Sharks NRTU Ebo 1-1. Our Indom Sports Complex. And Bekum Chelsea so Echi Adriana Stars Echano by 1-0. Or Bekum Golden City Park. Shock result a PM over the weekend. Kumasi Asante Kotoko Mutina Babaya Sports Stadium Edincho 3-1 and Legon City Echamo. After the game no Prosper Nate Ogum. Coach Emma Kumasi Asante Kotoko. This is the idea. And yet time as a fans no believe say Kumasi Asante Kotoko baby league no na emraso say fans no betimi achiro do ye pa afi na team no here am support whilst things are not going well for team no omo here am support ye pa nti obesre say fans no omo fa more support in bra na ombe team no na players no ehun say fans no eta omo chi denden a na nyina aka ho a be motivate omo to deliver the trophy ema Kumasi Asante Kotoko say omo de omo ye Kumasi Asante Kotoko na omo fortunes de omo betimi attending around yentie messenger Prosper Nate Ogum edema Kumasi Asante Kotoko fans after say almost suffer almost second defeat in the Ghana Premier League. Prosper Nate Ogum coach Emma Kumasi Asante Kotoko na after back-to-back defeats Kumasi Asante Kotoko asafano Bekum na Bechem United chance to close the gap to 5 if they beat Karela United and Nana Fosuji Abo Park Bechem and the Sisiani Osha League table now Kumasi Asante Kotoko 52 points Bechem 44 Mediama 42 Hearts of Oak 4th position and more 40 points Diana Stars 5th or more 40 and Bekum Chelsea or more 6th or more 39 points Sisiani point difference no between Kotoko and Bechem United 8 omo we near Nedia and the reduce gap no to 5 with 8 matches to the end of the season. We and Sema free Ghana Premier League no ma by Remo Europe na Remo Europe there. Over the weekend no 2 champions and to me declare Europe. Na German Bundesliga giants Bayern Munich omo to me win on 10th consecutive Bundesliga title. Na yeka say no German team has won more than 9 titles in total. Bayern Munich, Sisi ane 32 titles and omotumi nya 10 in a row and omotumi nya over the weekend after say omotumi chabo buku friend Borussia Dortmund by 3-1 no omotumi open 12 points difference with just a few matches to the end of the season no Moshese na nyama ekone dia 3 games to spare and Bayern Munich omotumi edj title na Bayern Munich nya 75 points Borussia Dortmund 63 Leverkusen 55 and Leipzig 54 as Bayern Munich have been declared champions of Germany for the 10th time in a row. We and Sema if we were Yeremo France because Paris Saint-Germain almost over the weekend no omotumi edinkonim ho na 10th league title and omonsa etumi edaso over the weekend despite the fact so many launches about 1-1 obia eka say enye result so eni no omotumi ekoso winning French Ligue 1 title no with 13 points difference over closest challengers from Olympic Marseille. Now, Oshese na Nyama Ekoso also 4 games to the end of the season. Aka 4 games at the BBA season, but Sisiani Paris Saint-Germain have been declared champions after say almost me a trauma yepa in the course of the season. Oshe since Qatar project started here, me winning 8 out of the 10 titles me a competing in just 2017 and Monaco winning and 2021 and Lille to me a G free almost same. Yeremo Italy. Remo Italian Serie A their match day 34 to me a course over the weekend. Now league leaders AC Milan had to come from behind to beat Lazio by 2-1. Inter Milan our second place team no to me AS Roma by 3-1 to ensure say title race no egusu a course de 2 points and a separate AC Milan more top and second place Inter Milan Oshese na Nyama ekone dia Inter Milan game in hand to me win this game dia and maybe abeto summit of the Serie A table. AC Milan was 74, Inter was 72, Napoli was 67. Omutumi surrender 2-goal lead. Empoli tramu by 3-2. Juventus almost 63 points. Ene omuni Sassuolo besia kan Italian Serie A no. Mieremo was Spain. Enra Barcelona SFR back-to-back defeats at the hands of Rayo Vallecano. Now earlier in the season, no, Omutumi elusu by 1-0. Enra Omusanso elusu 1-0 ewo Camp Nou. To bo boko friend Rayo Vallecano. Sisi ane die Osha League table no so ewo Spanish La Liga no ma Real Madrid ewo 78 points. Barcelona ewo 63 points. Sevilla ewo 63 points and Atletico Madrid ewo 61 points. Just 5 games and aka ye Spanish La Liga season no. Real Madrid be 15 points lead over closest challengers from FC Barcelona. The here say Real Madrid be pick just 1 point from 5 matches just to make sure say to me a winning almost 35th La Liga crown. We and in summer a free horse eba. Yenremo ewo English Premier League no na title race no dear. Manchester City and Liverpool Omugusua Omoko head-to-head 5 games to the end of the season. Now Liverpool over the weekend no Merseyside derby Omutumi achieve Everton so by 2-0. Manchester City Omutumi Watford they travel by 5-1 to ensure say points difference there still 1 point and a gap between Manchester City and Liverpool with just 5 games to the end of the season. Chelsea had fought 1-0 win and Omunya over West Ham United and Manchester United Omutina ho and Arsenal ebe travel by 3-1. Arsenal yaka say Omurimo 4th position our English Premier League table no so top 4 places in there Omuguso Omojin say Ombetimi Enya Senebeya Ombetimi Isiakan ewo Europe we and in sema every English Premier League no matter who sem kakra abane say Frank Lampard and the Everton side there Oma drop it into the relegation zone so Omutumi battle to escape relegation we and in sema every Everton camp so eba yenremo ewo boxing ring no because over the weekend no 2 pugilists Tyson Fury and Dillian White omura ring no before 94,000 fans at Wembley Stadium. Now Oshesen against any echo Tyson Fury unleashed uppercut in the 6th round of their game to make sure said Dillian White at canvas no or to make a sorry but referee catching say on Nanti now on shirt send and Nanti Mutiano a Brantiano went to me and Nanti Ama referee no declare fight to say Abayu Yankasa. It's a 6th round technical knockout and a Tyson Fury World WBC heavyweight champion no also Otome the winning wa Oshesen and Yama Economy assist.
White Paris, a 14-year, that after the Wilder 3 fight, that would be it. And I meant it. And they had a war, it was a great trilogy, and I meant that. But, you know, I got offered to fight at Wembley at home, and I believed I deserved, I owed it to the fans. I owed it to every person in the United Kingdom to come here and fight at Wembley. And now it's all done. I have to be a man of my word, and I think this is it. This might be the final curtain for the Gypsy King. And what a way to go out. A big thank you to the United Kingdom!
Tyson Fury, a WBC World Heavyweight Champion. Now, opinion no yaka say we win every title in boxing. Now, Osha titles are British Champion, Commonwealth Champion, European Champion, WBA World Champion, IBF World Champion, WBO World Champion, IBO World Champion, WBC World Champion, and a Ring Magazine Champion. We any abasobodia opinion waje boxing man. Tyson Fury is here there. Or the boxing there. We. Yemremo ewo Formula 1 in Senselmo na eberemo ewo Emilio Romagna Grand Prix course over the weekend ewo Italy na ho na defending champion na friend Max Verstappen otumi a ne bobre ewo circuit no so over the weekend ewo Imola otumi eto so number 1 ewo 63 lap racer otumi course no na second place apprentice onong say the teammate from Red Bull friend Sergio Perez and third place no apprentice friend Lando Norris of Team McLaren and otumi to so third apprentice friend George Russell of Mercedes eto so fourth. Lewis Hamilton Yama Enkoye Emano Emma onagisa a consider say championship race in there or you're out of the championship race or starting race no 14th on the grid or to me every 14th on the grader. Nyama Enkoye Emma Lewis Hamilton any team Mercedes say and Nyama a course over the weekend ama Max Verstappen to me winning Emilia Romagna Grand Prix ewo Italy. And I'm very happy morning show sports update in the BC. Yabadani Onkaka, Yababaka, the Happy Morning Show continues.
And you're welcome back to the Happy Morning Show live on ETV Live on Happy 98.9 FM, Nissim 95.9 and 100.1. Quickly, yemfa yen CBG business tips na embrado for na fe yen twaso na yemfa diakana embro man for. That's to say you'll be calling to join me shortly on Ghana Kasa na unso kakra wono odi abre anopai ewojibedi no eso ene Yeshen Bibi Efa a savings and that has to do with a savings Emma and Koda was it set savings goals for your children. Assist your children to set a goal for their savings and teach them how to save. Provide a place to save. That's to find an appropriate institution for your children to save. In this respect, we would recommend a CBG at the amount. Offer savings incentives. Motivate your children to save. There should be a reward for them onwards. Say one more 8 me a savings, no more hit one more target now. Until say a year obi bia or what we should so yeah wobano making sure so man a year savings target now for no yede eno anante. Intino we a tipper yede a bro man for no pay a in CBG business tips yede a bro man for somebody yento so na yemfa a year Ghana Kasa and brother for. As I say, your day Ghana Kasa Ebrado for no pay ubet me after 0244 885140 0244-885140. Offer a yes number way and patch offer no abodin and baby our free na you know Eddie in command pay a which made in. So first caller our home. Say hello, good morning.
Yes, Sammy Tuga.
Yes, sir, Chief.
Maybe I told me the hours me pretty soon.
Yes, I'm patching uncle sir.
Yo, Samuel, Yami and Shell Fan with my pa with them saying that Monday in the I shall see you who say sorry. And I must shall say job any day. Now, Samuel, I no pay me news na World Bank, HSA, one Magana, and Bosnian BABU. Samuel, me shame serious.
News bang. News bang. Yeah, one person. What's World Bank saying?
What one Magana, Bosnian BABU.
So, I'm going to say, almost if you hear from people by the report here.
Now, me share television, Tanka, me take the radio station here, no some can. Who do we are checking and share? Yeah, but why are you saying you be beyond a mobile sometimes? Oh, since I maybe such a no. If I won't say any radio TV, that is a monitor program now, so it's me, a BB, I can't follow. Now, me class again, and Mrs. Samuel won't. Say, Uma Obeska, Oba Abound, Chesson, and Nkodayama, Captain from Kutia School PC. Who's a video pemba, a video banka to banka lutu, man bed, and an asafo. Nekan a binum to Korean nam. In Tinania, who discounts Superman, Obana, or the man, or say, you go to school fees, and I say, yeah, ready to cry, you go to Boja, and Minnesota, Namida, Kokutia, on any Aquana Papa. It is so be on my pay. Near most, you cannot open your point to John monitor Ghana, no more so appear to work and see or comedy one. Ebia, you flower Ghana high or comedy one. First, in my appear to work and super one also free. I could tell you a camera, and now which are by the government workers are cost like near some first camera and Ekuba near BTU. Maybe Samuel, and say this show no more and to MP. And I'm a boy. It's in the World Bank card where the support more for my or the my.
But I was an pay so from me. Yeah, and you be a no World Bank report to you. I say, oh, my Ghana, Sikabia.
So, for saying I'm sitting near my Senate different from.
Okay. Maybe tea and Tina maybe I say,
the only thing I say is the World Bank or more back government. And there's no way because all economies and all countries are money World Bank didn't say also or more members. So there's no way World Bank will say they won't give a loan to anybody. No, unless they know say a ban or on and then share no too outrageous.
All right. Yo, and he say minima me de na mabom me home modern say mesua me ne ya so say one TV biasa. Ebia David tena me ncha me bisa no say Anyibia, what will be sana. Number is 0244-885140. Offer me, I'll be glad to speak to you this morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Chief, what you did baby free.
Within the actual rasta, we free from Lower Manya Municipal.
But you, uncle.
Okay. And I do. I am Mr. New Picture be and so be toy. Emma, a higher. Inte Nami use Tigo. Inte me try say. Me idea a higher no better net to now on my Brian.
Okay.
Mr. Nita Tigo network no and Juma Papa. Into the Pacha catcher Tigo Potter Omuyam network me. Come on, you want me check it. Me information be ma out be by wano. Me nyasa I network no. Into me for me choice say on me by wa me shall be and that.
But I'll say that's a very important point. We'll make you pay. No, the telcos must be up and doing with the network. I receive complaints here. You all make I've faced similar challenges before with one of the networks. Offer Kwampa presently. Offer the first one, it will tell you say Nipan will do the phone. We'll try the second time, then it goes through. I don't know why we are experiencing that. The telcos must be up and doing when we make sure that we are getting the necessary service. I was at 0244-885140. But we'll be glad to speak to you this morning as well. So offer now about Homan as well. Obi our Homan. So hello, good morning. Good morning. Hello. Too bad. Oniano wa Homan, but I'm saying intime and Kasa 0244-885140. Offer na edi enkomo na unsusuno kakra wono unsu odi abre intino frɛ ne enu nin command pay 0244-885140. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes sir.
Where the me achema kotia.
Bache you.
Minya nango poncha mo boeduma. Yaso ye program ya wa ha ne se hu. Happy FM. Ye tie mo empathy mo pa. But ye bra no ye we are one something show ekobo 5.
Yeah, don't bra.
Minya ubetie radio 31 something ekobo e bia 330 340 345 or fako. Na on fa no me bia entuga and one say me fako mo mfre na enkrofo e fresh na wa tana ho e tie show no untumi nya kwan mfre ntumi nkyere wajima o man nti emu yewrem yesre no o ye show na edu tam o because o fako no on fa no machine infantuga man ka so frɛ no normal ye nka ye happy FM last 2 o frɛ bie ni wa obi afa enso ti se enkofo frɛ kasa je pan chowa show no ye tie show no ehun yama Ghana for ehun yama Dantembo district ahado do na machinda nti o yes apela we district na bro.
But you will rectify that if that is the case. Sifa Dankwa, a producer of the show, I know say Sifa has heard that, he will take the necessary steps to ensure say that is remedied as soon as possible if that is the case. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Anna.
Yes, sir, Chief.
Bajo somewhere.
Nyame adu me ho en bacho na so e.
Oh, so we pa. The friend Junior am also.
Yo, Junior bacho en.
Baba ni tijani.
Oh, Junior, online I will boy asuma no pay. But you bet me after 0244-885140. 0244-885140. Bet me after sa number we say o a year adwenchi bi apeso ochia ye no bedin kuma. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Too bad. Oniano entimi engineer ahomane so. Also ofremia na me no din kuma no pay na onso so no kakra onso owa opeso de ma na dia brain. Hello, good morning. Hello. All right, too bad. Yeah, say you benya your final caller. Na afeni you move on. David Elman says so na ya obi menu so mo chami no bedin kuma. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir, Chief. Pacho di ni baby afa free.
Evani Mohamedi anu tete. Infresi person.
Yo, Pacho yanko Chief.
Me anu da kan say, ya mu team show pa na most attempts no mo di numbers ni to just ana e fair. Said you omu kita iPhone ye friends ye be fair fair no pago pen be ye san kan. Ne e me won say mi fair kam e di mu ma mu je no e
You. Yes, you better ask the place, Minia. Oje and Bernard I'm sorry, but the number of people are one winning a try some bubble remuno and a dozen and tea fache and yes, say be a boapayobi and a yes, unkwan winya chance and fambon remu. The Business and Financial Times, in partnership with the Bank of Ghana, brings to you the second edition of the Money Summit, a solutions-based event aimed at enhancing the financial sector of the Ghanaian and or African economy through a discussion of pertinent issues. The Money Summit 2022 is under the theme Africa's Economic Growth, Facilitating Investment, Payment and Settlement Systems, and is scheduled for Tuesday, April 26, 2022 at the Marriott Hotel, Accra at 9 a.m. The second edition of the Money Summit is powered by the Business and Financial Times with support from Lecheco, Haptel Ghana, Aza Finance, Ghana Stock Exchange, Fidelity Bank, FBN Bank, Glyco Capital, Security and Exchange Commission, with media partners being Happy FM, ETV Ghana, City FM, YFM, and Asasi Radio. Over to me at 020-945-7427 for further details and inquiries to register your virtual seat to participate in the Money Summit year 2022. It's strictly by invitation. And so, digital marketing class, Egusua yebo the rules of man for a bit me send a bit me use the power of social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Ninano, na odi abo brass or no be an out or these platforms are obitimi abon the rule a year to harness the power of these platforms. There are tools you utilize here you may not be aware of. Analytics obitimi ninano you may not be aware of through a digital master class, many also bitimi a BBA for 02022222092 now on for any income not one more and as to how you can grow your business. Dofnum Fumigation Services, Medical Catchers, Media, Mamma by me fee, Edumina, at the Mamma, and Coffo Mommy area on the Bebre, and one more so a shoot no more services are one more at the Ayo Majuma. Nina and the same, ensure I shall say top mosquitoes and a bar mouthful fee, our area mouthful fee, scorpions, any other insect, bedbugs, cockroaches, one more APP. Na a bay yasa or down for be a bat, Nameti Hena Yao, a chini car, come on, David. Or to the car, no bana, ye didn't come out by the taffy bin a unity or peer free. I could never say honum and Guassem. Emma end to restaurant more operating now customer be other catchers so I saw a cockroach or I saw a bed bag. Edmano a guanessa. Hotel, not obi Adan and Passana, Sunkushu, every no. The patch up Bombardier so on a Dolphinum Fumigation Services for Ebedin Como, not almost SCC, a year baby I want at the mouth. One more our Malam market area Honoma, baby a year Kitech Towers, a one more any one more and a year adjacent to which me from our 050-407-1884 and our 03-4229-2812 na only more Eddie and Como. Yanfa we kakray embro man for na finu. Yen twaso na yendin Como. Ya obi menu elmenchen David Tamaklo and so elmenchen pay minimum AD and come on. Dave.
Minia.
Ishache.
What you? Quite star ba.
Say it is only Yamoko. Metie men kasa me de maso enete and this omo boa me so me boa.
We are not in no sunsun.
Ampa me koku
Only ya
ko hu mani so ade ka ko hwe mani so ade ka me hu ya wo homo bia na mo VVIP
areas
wo no o say
your class
class
yes baby did the rock as the bad
Rock City ho de depo
ho na wo no
o nye me meet me at now me nye ho na me obet ho ede me ko hwe mani so ade kakra
but o here ya bet me was area ho
ya bet me o say hu o mampanyi o hu baby o mampanyi o de o hu bet me hu ya o
okay ya na ko ne e de year
the last time I went to Fed was 2010 and it was courtesy of my good friend who celebrated his birthday yesterday, Honorable Julius Debra. And I said at a point, now a Ghana Tourism Authority chief executive. Until Nimra son will say, Accra is too hot. Until Nimra and I measure what happens in Ko. I just am coming Koko, certain. And having been there since 2010 for Easter, no.
Oh, okay.
So may those who hold those mischief have it in their mind. And I haven't been there at the time. I'm called Krana Rock City, no. So your mischief and your intent.
I don't know. Say me I'm cocaine.
Men can't. Tell me
Baby, out here, the boss.
But if the car fits you.
Say come on, but baby, out here.
But I'm saying this is made in disclosure.
But now I'm opinion.
Yes, but that one is a public knowledge.
Yes,
And
of course. No man opinion.
My opinion. I 12 club 1 a.m. Now I know it.
Yeah. Bibia the day.
Oh, nyame da Roma.
Okay.
Yet me aba betre ha ide na eja. Ide ase da be ma PC. Ma boy ho ban na ode akona ode aba. Enye obi a na nya ne sa.
Ile bi hu sensem ewo yapono so no pay. KNUS hu sensem ewo yapono so no pay. Ene akatua ye de MRC ne allowances ne no ye de ema wo mo. Ano ene ye discuss it. But even with these three issues, is there any matter you felt this morning should have occupied our minds? Want to say yeah, come on, now you want to mention, yeah.
Ebi kan actually for na any ahwefo nyina na koso aka say my Ghana ye de ayewa ano no
yeah
ti e bompa ya yenka o man no anamo bi anamo tu bi ebetu bi an so yenye de yenka ya o man na asundwi san say oba de say mu aye den mu nye den asundwi wo ma ye nyina ebetimi aye kakrakra na ye ho ato Same I think say issues in the doors but ba kwa mefa aka ho asem ene galamsey and I said 3 days ago or so Cocoa board omo management any board omo ko share minerals commission edi nkomo fa kwan obefa so a ombetimi abre ana so ombetimi ama galamsey no ano abrase isan say omo gidi say vado omo board 3 regions omo board western region Asante region and I think central region as a region simiensa galamsey I say over 19,000 hectares of cocoa farms. They are serious. And the Minerals Commission it will be here. Cocoa board for now so it will be here. It says so be cocoa ni na ni cocoa no I feeling na kunya 1 Ghana cedi. Na galamsey operator we na okase mema 10 Ghana cedi. The likelihood is all best swap the cocoa asase for galamsey operation no is as high as anything. Yema motivation for cocoa farming no enkosro send a better amount for desire to give it to galamsey operators. However it is no as essentially share e wo ho abetimi ama a destruction of our forest land any farming lands no be as share ni na we should step it up send obi efa kwambone so a ebetimi emra betimi no adi na yetimi go into the production. It's also some de bia yeka we all know the friends say the effect of galamsey your water bodies are na ukaya tama na ye nkwara ye kwa afu no ye koduru a ye de ahan a ye de kontomra ahan now they are sense na wanom and no yes am fon so na wo ba na won soro nyina say wo bewu it's say the chemicals and these chemicals no eye yenuan mo moye galamsey and da bia mi bisa mo say omododo yesen okurum ha say
true
omododo yesen ntia ye ma omo say ni packetwa no asay oman na japade. And from the way things are going of course effort has been made over the past years to make sure say galamsey operations are performed, but some say you careful and to 2 years na more year e be kakra no na ye importance you e be kakra na ye importance you enti anamobia obi betimi aye bia ma ya brain ase no into sa anamo no obi anka say mining should be stopped, no, but I say you kwampaso a South Africa and other countries they are doing mining but other na ye de I say ye japade say yensu asase ye dosu didi say no say ye cocoa farms na niema enti yenhwe say cocoa board for ehun Minerals Commission for ehun Ministry of Lands omunyina team up together as the case appears to be na yenya mfaso papa emfa free so sense enya ade a ɛyɛ ade pa enya ade a ɛyɛ ade pa koraa tell say me de be see her say
minua nenanka minua eka no asema wo kanka asema ehia me pa se bet ntumi nka ho asem bebre eni se me ko ka ho asem a be sai asem galamse asemi ye dika ka ho asem bebre bra ba ya na ye nyina hu se aban panyufo bebre etitaichi ya mana ayeyi mo mana kosu because government buy no muka so mo ye already sugalamse ama ye water bodies ayi
yeah
because ye no ye nyan hu bebia galamse sisi akodru there were evidences, allegations and all that say aban panyufo ya mo be free friends aban tinabia Plaza House ina account enti eno me nko bebre de me pese me quickly me ka hia me ni BBC report bi omo aye over MCNRA on the clampdown on media freedom and free speech in Ghana.
Okay.
I think we are journalists and it must be of concern to all of us. Some of the issues are more raised issues are we follow them. I have been a victim, so I know exactly what the picture is. But it's anytime you hear it, it's still scary. It's still a cause for concern. Say, your mind, na yeji kabina mikabi atum. Say, a kwanya was say a fasu di buomai. Na nyoma sa ekosu say essential for any omo ekasafa friends encouragement no so media platforms no entimi enka kasa without intimidation, without being victimized, and which has put media freedom and free speech under threat. It cannot be, it has never been said a country where media freedom and free speech has been under threat. The country sought to develop. They have never developed and they have never done it. And it's even worrying is the fact that our president, Nana Akufo-Addo, was in opposition years ago, has been said to be a crusader of free speech and free speech. And it's so worrying that under his tenure as a president, we have recorded some of the worst performance in the world as a country which free speech is under attack. Like I said, I've been a victim. I've known a lot of people who are victims, but when you listen to the figures over and over, it serves, it sends shivers down your spine. We all aware, say, Yenua Ahmed Salih.
Is it Swali or Salih?
Ahmed Swali, sorry. His death is still a mystery. Not mystery because the murderers have not been identified. We're still, when people very close to this government have made some sort of admission or have made admission which some to suggest who the killers are. It's a very worrying situation. The government should not think that because the Ghanaian media have been quiet on this, it's a matter that can be swept under the carpet. We cannot accept that in this 21st century, since media can violently be attacked, and we all sit down here and pretend nothing is happening. It is a matter that must be of concern to every department of this country, the media, the police. I have heard, of course, the two notorious instances in our laws, be the Criminal Act 1960 and that of the Communication Services Act, making provisions. The police have said in their defense that there are provisions in there that allows them to arrest, to criminalize the work of a journalist. And I think that if that is if that is the justification, we must take steps immediately to remove those, as cancers from our laws. It is a cancer, and we cannot let it be there. The efforts must be made as soon as possible to remove those provisions in our law, to allow the media to work freely and to help the country to grow. So, I mean, that's what I have to say.
All right. Answer the question, I mean, Kai said, I will see a mixture of English in the Maya because friends saying, Dave, I'm a pay open.
You message in English. You haven't. What in your kind?
Oh, man in Jemu.
What in your kind?
Oh, man in Jemu.
But how can you say you
E-levy, I want to say some 3 members of parliament at the Accord court seeking an injunction against the e-levy and its implementation from the 1st of next month. Banner headline, e-levy has taken off. And is that not the headline?
Yes.
Yes. And a debate as to whether e-levy is in effect or is not in effect. Main found chassis plus headline.
Worse, I mean, in and say yes, somewhere November when Kandoforata call Mbashebajum a present a budget for 2022 financial year. Among the issues raised or among the issues were e-levy. The budget itself, as a government financial policy for the year 2022, was accepted. So it means that e-levy in principle was accepted.
Yes.
And I so aim say what we in no obeko committee no so that they look at an amontu nketenkiti bi na nhihye nketenkiti bi so that ye de ye adwuma ebema your friends say ye nyina ye hu adwuma potia ye de ye and also a core committee level no of course there was division because committee no mo ye ni times so mo ye 25 out of 25 no emu du mienu e ka so omo nte ase and edu mienu ka se omo te ase and so chairman of the committee in the person of Koku Kwate Honorable so award the right to decide and nyame adom or decide say or decide say e-levy should pass to omo fro no mo ba mrahye badwam ankasa de beto omo de omo report beto mrahye badwam back and forth they sebi with respect to everybody and they are emfata mrahye badwafo ebededi kasa ene se ne omusi etu ohwa na mo na enya ade efata they maintain ho ase bebre in fact it divided the political and then your friends say the civilian population as far as whether or not it should be passed or it should not be passed because Nigidi say na your friends said they needed public education no na shared and course through the back and forth ni na chino in the end parliament ejitomu and once a parliament ejatuma ba be emra no se na emra no kire no se bibia parliament ejitu na ba be emra esese o mampanyin de nsa hyase nto mampanyin de nsa nya hyase ewi a effectively no emra nti ade aka na se da be na this amra no be and I remember so obekaya right to information your person somewhere 2019 or so but omo postponing the implementation to 2021 enti effectively no ye de ababe tudwa nti ya kase da say na e be sha say nti kase okokot akwa stop it implementation effectively what are you saying Emran, of course I'm sure David will be in a better position to tell us more because of his understanding of the law enti this is your friend saying majority's position say she ni na ye wie o mampanyene de nsa ahase enti emra no wo ho enti afi na wo court aka say court emra na aban court nsa sign na and then the minority are in court wo share press conference or moye chairman Sabon say there are still procedures you can still come by a motion to overturn the decision that the house has already made you can do that but you decide as Obeko court and going to the Supreme Court we are going to seek interpretation of the Constitution And the burden of proof will also be on you. Why would they call court? You know, and I'm asking, you see, the challenge the NDC have in the person of Ablakwa, Haruna Idrusene, Ayarega, and honestly, I don't know whether there's a game being played or whether an impression is being created, something, because this whole thing looks funny to me. Court no more corner. Same, can you use video evidence to back a proof, especially with numbers? Say if I say Nipa 2000, and I say it's not them has a, and Nipa 2000, and Brandon say you be 2 and more beer, you be here 1,000 to make that decision. And decision now you are making that side decision now you. Now you are now going to court to say Nipa na omu share omu de sam brand buy and I said omu making side decision they were not up to 1,000 with video.
Also, Parliament is a house of records. You know, one no more at the time and no more votes. You know, Parliament would capture the Hansard would capture them. And
no Hansard no at the every point in time no Hansard no a capture your friend is saying members present. But say there's a boycott. There's a boycott, you know. Would the Hansard be able to capture say at the time now you put two questions and you see, of course, this whole thing, politics and it is game and tricks and everything is part of it. Because I say you can't members in the chamber at the time the decision was made, a question was put now. It doesn't matter say who can say no and who can say yes. Once you are present in the house, it means that we have half of the house.
But is that not the argument that came earlier?
No.
Was it earlier?
The earlier argument was that your friend is saying the number present were not up to half. And they were not up to half because at that time, you know, but the contention that the majority is holding now is that at the time the question was put, for instance, there were some NDC members who were still in the chamber, though they were walking out. So that's the question people are asking, say, okay, so does your presence, even though you say on TSA, but once you are exiting the house, does it constitute a presence in the chamber? I'm sure the Supreme Court is good, of course. I mean, the Biameka said, at the Bia Bema or minor tumpon, a Bema and TSA, Jumana, a Bema ye Mrano, and TSA Bemno. Sami Ubia a to Sana Mona, many in a yard. Because Obakai. Yes, your constitution, we are in 1992. Okay, I say MPP court over media coverage, and they were not getting a fair media coverage from the state media.
I remember.
Yes, I think Peter Alajete and Nana Akufo-Addo and others were the lawyers. Omoko and the Supreme Court no say when it has to do with fair coverage, GBC and GTV or money option.
Yeah.
So NDC 30% at that time because they were in government. 30%. I saw my opposition party no bear 25%. In order of numbers, so that they all know say the coverage we deserve no and abo my Ghana. Now there's no issue about say MPP or power and so they have to get everything GTV. No, NDC, MPP, everybody is entitled to a certain portion. And to me abo ma yaba bedrusa baby ayedrusi here. And levy and still why the NDC is fighting it. The other time I made a statement here. Say, President Mahama, former president, and potentially the new or the next NDC presidential candidate, in an event, so obey president. Nti, Obeka say, your friend say, a tuana yenye free, and a second yenye free 11, no. Maybe, just maybe a raw figure, maybe 10 billion, maybe 20 billion, or maybe 15 billion. Given situation all face at the time of waba power no ujibi se obenya akukuduru aka se sika we yempe. There are instances and you see and it goes to tell the hypocrisy of the political class. Samuel Kai VAT kumipreko nipa se ne wuye 4 or 5. Okay, communication service tax. Okay, ESLA tax. National health insurance.
Yeah.
Of course, and yet for by the policy of government. So me sani ama we nyina no. Check it. VAT nipa enan or say num any woo ye. In the end, the MPP buy no. Omoto VAT no more. Communication service tax. President Mahama, Haruna Idrisu, and few others at that time very outspoken about the communication service tax. Omoba no communication service tax no ena yede jidane saa nema no. Asla no ena energy levy we say no ena say aboama your friends say obetimi aka say some form of stability about within the energy sector, even though it's still been messed up. It's been messed up more or less. Because the ba you can say the year we are. They say get fund you the ba you can say the boy education. Oh, a timi aboa.
Yeah.
And there's no way, and I always say it. Yes, General Mosquito has made a comment. Say NDC won't be here free. But sometimes you might hear it from Papa no betina konwa no so no. Who send the idea for her. But what tinche, because you think say you can just make a loose political statement to get a certain backing, then the Chinua Baba catcher say, oh, no, you name say city. We are used to all those things.
Yeah.
Oh. And I think we need to move on.
Right.
We need to move on and then see say no, you live in a bano, because of course impression has also been created say everything happening in Ghana no, with introduction of e-levy, with implementation of e-levy, no, a lot of the issues will be resolved. Into your expectation, and it says, sir, your friend say, GDN or Moma Yano, and Yaho. Now, Enconco Basse, Dutch, and I say, a Chinebino, ye barbe casse, a Yehunian can I say no. It's answer, ye de a tour, any boomer, a Maya hurrah. Then I cost I can say, eh, or my idea, eh, or move to Pono. Apart from Sabia, yet emra a year, Juana, yet a 20 a busa mining in a. Almost all the developed countries, yet a 20 busa mine. And to say, bet me a name so on my Ghana, it means that we should be prepared, or we should prepare to pay. Of course, send a kind of forata ya or can rebiano. Sami Mikura 10,000 Ghana cedis. Now, a buy so beji mo 3,000. Would you say, Yamide? And Yamide. And you'll be at the so bit you at all. But a year and they say, you bet you at 1 year home for swear a what one or so. Social services, ABI electricity, yen so, Nesania marketing, kitting, no. Sania marketing, kitting, no. You better, you be who say, for so, abaso. But say, you bet you at 2 na maybe a jina de, and no de. Enya dia ebebo ye nyina nti aban mi hu mfaso a eba e-levy so aban mi hu ne ye de e-levy ne be na fe amanfo nya nkranhye amofo mo hu hyem
Dave e-levy
good morning once again Sami ene menua yaw say yaw eka sembi I would like to draw attention to it. Or no, say, I said, don't catch your car say, or more, any party about power may cancel e-levy. No, see a loose political statement. I think it's a little unfair. If I know Ekadi or Babe, I don't think he set enough ground to say that, but that's just my observation with that.
Okay.
Sami, we are not supposed to be a fascist state. Enye omanya obietimi sorry just because a man for na man to me no omutimi ye di omupe etre say obia asema oka na say obia adwin kire enhia na ye be use the state powers edi apushi bibia ye pebia adamu opposition adamu media and for the want of word to lord it over everyone. That is not the country we are. We are a country of democracy, a country that is practicing democracy, and what democracy means is clear to all of us. yɛwɔ mmrapɔn 1992 constitution a ɛguide deɛ yɛyɛ te sɛ ɔman. It is not in anybody's bosom. Say obesori aka say mmraya ye de pese ye no na ye nti levy nsema e course wo parliament ibra start e course nyina no ye nyina ye hu ye, and we knew what have been done enye ana enhia se nka esi to the point Parliament purported to have passed e-levy, and so-called assenting by the president. There have been clear controversies around it, and minority, some of the minority members echo court. Yeah, I believe the case is to be heard on the 4th of May. From all those things that have happened, we are all aware, the law allows it. Okan Yemrapono, I think Article 2 or so, Okanya, Repefe say, Bibi, Echi Obia dream, and find Mra, a debu man, Nipano Etimiko Supreme Court for interpretation. And that is what I think, minority for no are SCK. And of course, Munua Eka said there are processes at World Parliament was say in Kamwezosi. Say Uko Emremoa, say the San Numanina, the Ma who can say obitimi exclusive process, no, so called processes, no, echo a friend say Supreme Court, no, in soon churchemu, many honti and me encoho. But a dear minority for an air. Say I mean, any controversy about e-levy passage no. Say they are buying and majority try say push you with numbers, well, not with numbers, but more or less impositions and all that. How it went through Parliament. The very day they were purporting to have passed this e-levy. You may see a minority for any challenges here. There was no proper quorum to do. To cast the vote they casted to pass the e-levy. Those are all known to all of us. It is not for anyone to be using words like it's too late and all that to push us to say because there have been some form of implementation which is also an issue anyway. So we should all accept e-levy has been passed. Things must be done in a proper way. That is what democracy stands for. And if anybody feels that things are not being done in a proper way, it is not for anybody to carry arms against anybody. It is for us to all share our opinion and go to the proper institutions which have the mandate to explain this thing to the understanding of all Ghanaians. So what minority have been doing, particularly the majority leader, Oseche Mensah Bonsu, always trying to use his words and stuff to intimidate everybody as if, you know, I mean, we are not in a fascist state, and they must not make it look like we are living in a fascist state that the people who have been given power, the authority to rule, can't just bamboozle everybody and do whatever they like. We cannot allow that. If we allow that, that means, you know, we are not being governed by laws. And so it must come clear to the majority, the government, and all those who support them, that it is not, you know, it can't be part of their wishes that we should allow them to do what they want. We are in a country, except, you know, to see, they want us to believe that, you know, they are more human, they are more Ghanaian than everybody. We are all in this country. We all have been through the schools, and we have been taught what democracy is. We've been taught what the roles we have to play in our democracy. So they should stop making it look like they are more human than any other person. To what the minority is doing, I think that, again, it's another test for the Supreme Court. Say, omube court in na omuhu uko street no so now be some majority of Ghanaians about e-levy. Your guess is as good as mine. The ombe culture of e-levy no. Say abanye ka say yafa covid abehaye Ukraine any Russia abehaye nti amanu mo e nti o say amanfo atwa tasa. Then the question will be say who are would free money? What amanfo atwa sika amount free? Say fast spending never ye mputu ejuma wo amanu mo e di amawa ye aye steam free e di adofu ye aye team free e di aye kayayi ye aye team free anam ewiem aye driving aye aboso kanfo ne yi fo nyina no ye na amamu nya di mai. So you see this whole thing about collecting tax to use by government it's a quid pro quo. It's an econo. Yeah. Say amount for amount scar to a tax the amount. Say fire mpuntu juma. This oye mpuntu juma. What it does and say society ekosru kakra eboa omo eye juma no so ama juma akosu. Ti wo sre scan say wo juma ekosu nti muntu awe a eya na nta anya dim bebre. Na say uko ye discan ma sky here to tax a edi ma any de wuji e wo busuam e wo edi mu nyina edi ma na wo hu de odi be ya na edi this is the kind of controversy that comes around say o be stress say enter emphasis can be ma. This is the controversies that come around it. The rejection of the e-levy by the public is a testimony of how bad this government has managed this economy. It's a testimony of how they have mismanaged every step of affairs in the country. That they have taken so much loan and haven't been able to develop the country. That they haven't been able to do the basic things that people need to, for their businesses to thrive. The rejection of the e-levy is a testimony of it. And it is painful. Say, instead of, eating their humble pie, trying to reverse some of the things that we are seeing. Now, omo etuegu yenim say, mu pekra ye beye, mu po ye beye na tuminu ye na ewo yensem. Yanti ye party kra na di e-levy cake e di aye party. Say ye ti ho omampenye ti bia ye si se de beye omampenye benya asundwe e di abo manenti. E di abo manenti ye man baby no ntina oman fo nsika ye tutu e di stars ye tutu no ye fan bo man no nti omampenye ko tina baby na nasumunjo no eho e na omampenye e di aye baby a ne ba eye wedding eye ayifro na uko omam ko ayifro no ko hu de esi wo ho a esewani ense so ukachire na uye sa nyoma we na oba amanfo ho say muntu tax ema ye na mfam bo man a who should take you serious? So who exactly should take you serious?
Is there Dave, is there anything wrong so mampani eba e warrior na omo worry ewo baby omo worry or raise concern? And I say, is there anything wrong if His Excellency the President, by virtue of who he is, invited 7 top guns and all of them show up for that Adena? Would there be anything wrong with it?
There is nothing wrong, sir, Omampenyi ebe oba. There is nothing wrong, sir, Omampenyi eba benyi na onusu awari. There is nothing wrong, sir. The normal traditional processes are any culture way awari huni yin. Omampenyi basu ebe nyebi. There is nothing wrong about that. But when we are being told, say, e-levy, any Ukraine, any Russia, intino, I was say a boy and I say we should tighten our belt and pay more for the use of the government. Now be soon. Now Omampenyi, I see that so I'm sure you've watched some of the videos from the earlier events. Yeah, Omukoye, for introduction. There's an introduction of a woman to a man, which was observed in a very elegant atmosphere. Yeah, a man for come once a man. Now there's an engagement. Now if you engagement, whom parties are a course through. Ne you not wedding, any whom a I think say it is
all the bit something to do with e-levy.
it's a bit too off on the face of Ghana. You see,
seen much more extravagant weddings by individuals in this country with e-levy in the system.
Not individuals, yes.
Yes, but
you see, I'm talking about the president of this republic.
Are you by any means suggesting, say, states funds would have been used for a year?
I wouldn't be surprised.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised. You see, this event is being hosted. At the seat of government, where government businesses take place. So, I mean, that government resources may be used. It's not, I wouldn't be surprised. And I'm saying, say, it is insensitive. Say, in the face of all this economic hardship, and you are asking everybody to tighten their belt, such flamboyance, such elegance will be displayed at the seat of government. And I mentioned this, and I mentioned e-levy.
But I've seen people who are crying more than Ghanaians that the economy is hard, and they are from the opposition side, throwing parties and going for big events in this country, and they are the ones who are crying that their times are hard.
They are going for what? They are going for parties.
Yes, and they are organizing parties.
They organize with their private packet, private money.
Yes.
I wouldn't have complained.
But that one is not an eyesore.
I wouldn't have complained.
It's not an eyesore to the ordinary Ghanaian. He is telling, say, times are hard.
When the individuals spend their money, so they will see a suit nice. Sika auditor suit, you know. It should be of concern to any Ghanaian.
Yes, it should be.
I am saying, say,
you're talking about
a party has taken place.
You're talking about how it's an eyesore to the ordinary Ghanaian. When the person who stands with me on the street to say times are tough, that person within just a split second is wearing this suit you are talking about and driving an expensive car and passes me by. Should I believe him when he says that times are tough?
The times are tough.
Yeah, should I believe him?
Why not?
Why would I believe such a person?
Because when they say times are tough, it's a comparison. Okay, it's a comparison.
This is your comparison.
If anybody says times are tough,
no, I'm
it's
not buying
a comparison between one period and the other. And let me say, remember a friend saying, so I think we end diverting our attention from the e-levy. I am telling you. No, the me can say.
You trap yourself.
The me can say. This act of flamboyance, elegance, has taken away from the president's or the government's cry for us to tighten our belt, because it's insensitive. If you organize settings at the seat of government, and you are talking about individuals doing their party and all that, this is not an individual I'm talking about. I'm talking about the president.
So the president,
and I'm talking about the party happening at the presidency.
So the president cannot organize a wedding for the daughter with all the years, 4 years of being in power, with all, Pacho, be with me, with the network His Excellency the President has, with the relationships he has established. We are saying,
as a matter of being a president.
Yes, as a matter of being a president. Yeah. The individual, the gentleman who is coming to marry the daughter, he hasn't got his own network. The father hasn't got his own network. The father hasn't got friends. The father hasn't got any relationship to merit a good wedding ceremony.
I said that what had happened at the presidency was a display of flamboyance and elegance, which does not commensurate with what government is telling us to do when it comes to e-levy. And I'm only saying that as a passing comment, just as I said about the e-levy, and so many other things government is doing to show something contrary to what they are asking us to do. So I'm saying, the e-levy is very unpopular among Ghanaians, perhaps including you and I. And it cannot be said, because oman bia yentua tuo no, oman intimi nkonenim, nti no chinchina was say yetua tuo, whether it is the tuo no has been passed legally, whether it's been done appropriately or not, yentua. Oman ye tumi amano. So by say omufa every due process so na ekosi say was say omoji yetua. What can we say? We will allow them to do it. But so far as it is within the right of everyone to take processes to prevent it, I think it should be allowed. We don't need the likes of a majority leader to come and be throwing English words in our face, say it is too late in here. I don't think we are in a fascist state. Unless they want us to believe they have turned this country into a fascist state.
Well, I don't think fascism is the way to go. And we are still in a democratic dispensation, and so fascism there, and yet idea will be able to for. But what church and maybe any say. The second issue are KNUST issues and matters arising. You see 6,000 students per last Friday. Many a year woman paying for because some 3,000 students have had their fees, paid. One more deferment in the year reinstated one more. We take on it within 22 minutes. Yeah, we were 10 minutes. Yeah, we were 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, me amount 5 minutes out of that. So who decided so would you move 5 responding to David? I don't have a problem. Would you move 2 responding to David? I don't have a problem. But I'm giving you 5 minutes for the matter of KNUST.
That's freedom of speech. The OPBR within the 5 minutes.
Of course. First and foremost, e-levy started somewhere. The budget was presented somewhere in November, right? Mm-hmm. And so that was when e-levy came into the discourse. And so because of Ukraine.
Yeah, but how would you say or good morning hiding? Because men sending a hi, men sending a hello, and I'm sending a morning devotion. It's a good morning I watch Chairman or Chairman send me any day.
Well, what do you mean 30 seconds for this? Okay, you do a semi miss out. Sounds like you're heading to a semi miss out. So watch your night day. You are not entitled to say hi or good morning unless you are invited to.
The reason I follow.
Sebi, sometimes, might be a your manner yet to send ye. Sebi, Nipambo bra, Ewukrum has say. And, this appears to be a certain, your friends, a line, in Krofobibri na omota efa. Same, enti sebi. Ghana mampanyina wetwem, urakofo. Ura Mahama, and Mampano Tiakunja so. How much will it cost? Or Muntimin wedding a bet your mining. I hear. Or Mampane, don't forget, say, apart from so, or Mampane, or sounds a family man. Ain't he send a ba air ya fra, and an eba air warrior. Sebi you, Uncle High baby no ya na say. It brings to bear this issue about say obi a campaigner na say or campaigner that we say or campaigning and he's using state resources. So long as the person is a president, you can't say go and rent a car or go and hire a car and go and do campaign. No.
But Imran is saying
we should not abuse the process. Yes. But my point is that are we saying say sebi we are mampanyini now take the state house and ababia o man na dia ma setena no uba warrior and I say untimi your bed untimi do bed o untimi enje o ma warrior o. Some of these things there are issues that anyway Same with respect to KNUST. My dream when I'm asking say into yen our force so your responsibility in the say.
Okay.
And I say we assume say okay, me this kind of man. So the assumption is that Obeka could train the school fees because we are supposed to know say when you train school fees, you say be on your school ni. That probably might be the assumption of most parents, and I agree with that assumption. But again, as a way of checking. Me papa panyini bi okuroma wa ho. Sometimes wait me say oh yeah. J 1,000 Ghana cedi na farmer assume sini obenten. What you? Ubeyo so referee dey be after 1 month echi no. Wa afro aka say oh san crofo na me ka say fa ABC mo mo ma me numbers na me ni omo nkasa. Oh. It is a wanya then the person will get to know.
Yeah.
But there's absolutely nothing wrong for any parent. And I will phobia say, would this come out baso unkutu and school fees? Now what besides say kwajo last semester I'll say, and because AK University in omutu school fees once a year, unlike the private tertiary institutions or mutuano every semester biano. Government tertiary institutions. I think the last time I paid for my nephew in Legon, it was about 4,000 or so. But I don't know to say a course run as an course.
Okay.
Internet once a year. Internet won't mean besides say Kweju and as a Kweku. I'm sure your friend saying will last level 100 school fees, level 200 school fees. To the sense, school for Maku and Pimisia. And a school no so sabi almost so much to this level.
Oh, to be fair, they sent messages across
to the
sent
students.
Reminders across to the students as to their indebtedness to the school with respect to home fees.
And because probably the student knew that about here, the politicians will get involved and then they will make the case a foolish case.
But there are genuine ones who have genuine concerns. I spoke to one on Friday. His story was beyond him.
Okay.
There are genuine cases in there. For me, I have a challenge with the generalization. So, if Moody music Topano and if Moody music
Yes,
but if you have 6,000,
I just want to know.
So far, what we haven't asked for as journalists from the PRO of the KNUST is to provide the evidence of the number of people supposedly engaged in this. But the generalization and the picture on the 2 year so KNUST students, bet, Uber, and Topano. If you have 6,000 students and let's say even 50 of them are doing this, how do you generalize this?
That's a business. So out of the business, something must come out of it. But whatever it is, of course, I mean, this shouldn't have been an issue to engage.
For me, it was below the belt for the school's administration to have made a case of this kind of extra bets on this kind of. There's a way of communicating this.
But maybe Ebiana, I can force it, and so mere punctuania, but it could be say Ebia, this is the way to stop the student from engaging in your friends a soccer bet. And it's any manner, a bet now. Oh, okay. Okay, sir. Sorry. Okay, so betting now. Abaso am ranting on a mabawano. Ebia is something that borders the school authorities. And the things by this action, it will be a way to let the student know, say, Charlie. I mean, the parents will now come because I'm sure with this will be an back home be no. Only about friend but translate in komo. So to some extent, good. Sometimes with me a kase be a signing was kitty way no. A year kakra just to be a guide for everybody to be on your friends on the lookout.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, maybe GD say our four do na ejina awofo so. Say the sharp friends because and that's what most parents do. On nyakwan afi na okakwe kwaju je na kokko to school fees no. You need to demand receipt of sikana de amano any fees na wakwa to no. Obisa bibia because or your school ni in the course of it obebi sa asem say da me hia na say offer me hia sika kwa koto sa book we na say me hia sa de we. So maybe the way out of it is okay. Let me have the receipt of the previous ones na ukoto no. Oh, but yeah, anya sa na yet na say koko do this level. Me gidi say enya ade a boa and politicians to I beg them they should move out of this.
Oh, but are you expecting the Minister of Education not to interfere in this matter or to intervene in this matter, or His Excellency the President not to show interest in this matter? Or any other politician, for that matter, not to show interest in. For me, it's
then in the end, you know,
you differ akwadano. Final year student will be school. No.
You see, in the end, you know, Same, we are trying to build a society here. So we should build a disciplined society. What you say?
Yeah.
And you know, you can say, or baby we school, and you know, or they enyefe you be here. Some say, yeah, sir, enyefe, no, and I'm on my Ghana, about be do baby.
I don't think so. I'm saying say enyefe.
No, but you said the involvement of the political class or the Minister of Education, they want to intervene. You will get ranking members on education, former ministers of education, all trying to say something. For instance, I mean, Honorable Blackwell was a bit harsh on the KNUST authorities was appealing to the Ministry of Education or Ghana Ministry of Education to intervene in the situation. But my point is that because, and that is the problem we have as a nation. Sebi obi akwa kwadi ni nse nhunu no. Na wakwa kofa NDC atare and wakwa kofa MPP atare ahye. And then you have them come on board instead of us to deal with the substance of sebi sanse nhunu na wakwa kwadi no. Because only so the moment you be at the NDC MPP no, naturally no, it affect your friends say the body na wakwa kwadi no to his advantage. It is I say ya careful sa enye hwe oh omo ye nkwala say no it is time ye be chro mo say sebi o ye de sika mo asafa koye a wo de ye a we school ni you can invest in you can use your school fees to do business, but you should know say there's a general purpose for the money. Until ever say all this kind of kwakoshe your friends say pan or two mu wo de akwakoshe bu say mfa so e ba so a you pay. And there are so many ways of paying school fees. I mean, oko ebia school fees, you know, I say to about 80%, and send away to match all exams. So I mean, school authorities no any party say oko principal say ni enti me papa say ye opacho say enti no my America kakra. Omo ye human beings. Ebia say ni pass 6,000, there could be more. But those who have engaged the school authorities, you know, were exempted. But the point is that some sebi mbofra di bone anaso obi di bone asotwe a ese de ma no yemfa asotwe ma na enye enhyenso do ma omo ba no. But for the political class to intervene and then begin to descend on KNUST authorities for making or taking this decision, it means sebi ye nko ba bia. Because it will come back, we'll have the same thing in future, and then this will be a test case. Oh, but when it happened, these were the interventions. To see the say a CNPP in Bresso, it's that she made a cocoa see what NDC in Bresso, for instance, school for no bohoka say, and I'm sure the TESCOM and the TE they say about when it happened in our time, our people dealt with it. You about even political campaign among these two your friends and political groups on campus. But I say so. Enya me anka say enye ena wo for no so ya na montu ese to demand say yedi ebia wa unya kwan wotenkran wotetakrade unya kwan enkokuma se enkonkotua school fees and I say bia unya kwan enko bank enkonkoye bank transfer to get your friends a receipt and everything. Now why mobile money dey am abofra na say this kana sha abofra na say corner kotua school fees no sebi eja ena demand the receipt. It is the only way that nkwala be accountable. Because if at this time you have accountability and show mumu, you can say, "Odo the answer this kana mano." No, wakwa kotua school. You assume say wakwa kotua school fees. What the man ya wada you demand say be a latest by Monday and you need a receipt, so that nkwala be also responsibility be. By anya na sa no mo discarding edin say hunu a. So ni all level 400 or baby school. Sebi o obi na kuma ntwi bo ase akọ na odi licha akọja achirema because e discard ma se kokotua wa nkwa nkotua de akwa kodi nsehunu na say affect your friends saying completion then you want to come out and cry, and then because it's a Ghana for you enye and that's what will happen. Enye na mu enhwe, and that is what is killing us. Ebe kakra na man for edin nsehunu sankrofo where they will come out and then become others.
Well, Dave, 5 minutes, but I'll give it to you.
The banner of course, we don't need this.
More than 5 minutes in pool.
No, person can work carry.
Are you surprised? BBC, yes, the kind of.
You could make it around. And welcome back to the Happy Morning Show. Samuel, dear member David Holland now. Minjo no suna dine fake in US in sensem no ehun baby I bedru at the moment. Dave.
Sammy.
Yeah.
I think it's worrying. The news say some students of the KNUST who couldn't pay their fees were being asked to go home. Now they were about to write their exams, I guess, and they are being asked to go home. And the narratives surrounding it say, "Omubi ohwa the scanner mamu na scano." So
Dave, hold on 1 second. And Dr. Daniel Norris Bequin in Incomo or KNUST or public relations officer na ENG Bibikakra Infino as to the status of the case. It's gotten a lot of Ghanaians talking. Doc, good morning.
Morning.
Nana Pay, no, I'm saying. Doc, the latest with respect to and Kodaya, one more modifier, one more courses, you know. What's the latest?
Okay, all right. My main charity for no pay. Meti say, I'm saying my panelists be making statement be say, omo pamonko for student first piece omonko fee. Yam pamu bia sonko fee. Ye ma obia notification omo edikano na system na kase ma notification say odika nti say when to ya nature say you want to defer your cost. Sammy?
Yeah.
Every year, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, you identify to me who in Korabe say over a little close to 4,000 students are poor and needy, but brilliant.
Okay.
Nipa for over almost 4,000 students here. They are on various scholarships under the office of the Dean of Students. To the tune of over 3 million Ghana cedis. What did I make say? Yes, I established here at the food bank. I Ebiane free donors who be our Felix officer or bois. Even some university staff cried to me, a donatis Ebiane Kukuho. Senebeya Sanko Fui come to be with me alcohol. Akoji gari kakra. Na wakoji mo kakra, wakoji sardine kakra. Na we descend beya ubia into mindakom. Yes, I established a clothing bank. Ye jijin tare e to de be it me ko force like oto force in tare ekugu ho. Senebeya say ubi nam ho na say bia na tare na tete kra na we me ko na wakoji tare kakra she. All these are interventions yedima those who are from very deprived backgrounds or difficult backgrounds. Last year, COVID by Chancellor Ankasa DNIM, stakeholders, banks, insurance companies, Zoom Lion, SIC. Yakika yeti bom kakran yeti laptops pore 800 and yeti support Oma went to me Omonibi. Senebeya will be able to me are participating in online learning because that's the normal thing now. Yeah, face-to-face kakra and online kakra. Inti say obi eti baby say university management omutimo thing. Esa say oma chire say omo aji school fees if you ma wo forward this scanning you know. This is asotwa yedema omunia. Eno no ento aso. We need a full fact, we need information.
All right. My
fee policy, started say enforce fee policy. Within 24 hours, over 2,200 students at the Medical Bank Akutia. Omo on various scholarships, almost scholarships number. It's clear Sisiano, over 3,000 students and Omo Yari Stadium. Your name Minister of Education, Edin Common last week. Omo Obano, on a student loan transfer for administrator no ebaye. This week, Omo Beseti desk. Our great hall. Oma Omo Nisika, Ana Oma Omosika no so Omo dia other things are scanner sheno. There's someone called Nomokoji Scout student loan trust fund. No more faculty fees. The amount into the extended deadline again for 1 whole month between a time 20th of May. Yeah, share him say Ubia between na wa register Senebeya end of semester examination ebe share on the 23rd of May no. One so bitimi achrobi. Nkoma yedi and say wo say wo school ni na wo ha. Now see we need scan na wo to be one call student loan transfer and call this can be triaswa. Wo to me blame obia.
Now, my clarity, Kakra. Now, also more extend the deadline to 20th of May. Does it mean that the initial notification say one more courses they have been deferred? No, it doesn't hold anymore.
No, they have been deferred. Now, so we are reinstating those who are paying. We are reinstating those who are paying. Until those who don't have, no, they have to go to the student loan trust fund, get the money, and pay.
All right, but now that's why I need an explanation. So, more catching nipa and more defend one. Now more extended deadline now. Nipa ni say status ni saying.
So the person, they are here. No, nobody was asked to go home.
No, I'm not saying they've gone home. You told them that the course has been deferred, right?
Yes, it's been deferred. So if you don't pay by the 20th of May, then it means that you are still deferred.
So now that they are looking for the money to come and pay or to meet the deadline, no? One more ever lectures, one more ever all regular student activities, Anna.
Oh yes, they can participate. They are already here. They are participating in the natural end of semester examination. Natural end of semester. Mid-sem examination. Natural. They can attend lectures. They can do everything as a student. But say do end of by May ending May 20th May. Now when say yeah ready so better to school so.
All right, and still staying on the deferment of one more courses no. And would I be right to say there's been a suspension of the deferment in Amode Mono last week,
Mecca said there's been an extension of the deadline.
There's been an extension of the deadline.
Yes.
Good. Now, there's an interesting bit of the 6,000 about out last week, what the guy catch him so almost 3,000 there. What me clear more state of the 3,000 more data as to how many were in final year. I'll bet me share with us.
Oh, Debbie, I don't have that data.
You don't have that data. Okay. Let's move.
But most of them are from second year. They are between second year to final year students.
Second year
student.
Okay, fine. Now let's move to the very tricky one. Obiaka was on social media, and the pronouncement says students were using their money for bets, for bakery, any Uber services. I heard am person mama chechemu kakra. Anya bia na mo more evidence. More evidence, of the total number of 6,000 at the time, how many were really doing this, business that you were talking about?
I won't be able to tell you the actual figure, but this how to call it, betting and business students engaging in petty businesses is not peculiar to KNUST. It's a national issue. Students in University of Ghana, UCC, everybody, they are all participating in this kind. They all do betting and all this. And now my interview be on Yemene MFAPA on Joy at 8 p.m. Almost that year research in the universities, and they got audio who agree that yes, they are participating. They do betting and all this. There was one student who even said that the total amount of money I could bet him it's very huge, to the extent that last year alone he invested over 10,000 cedis in betting.
I can agree with you on the issue about betting, but can it not also be the case even those who are paid their fees one more A student deferment may also be students who generally are betting, but met the deadline for 70% and more can no.
Yeah, but we are not against anybody who is doing business, but don't use our school fees. Don't use our school fees for betting.
The concern that people are raising was the generalization, say KNUST students using school fees for Uber, bakery, and betting. When that statement has not been supported with evidence of, let's say, of the 6,000, there is evidence to the effect that 2,000 have used their money for Uber, 500 have used their money for bakery, and let's say 1,000 have used their money for betting.
So what is the concern?
The concern is the generalization that KNUST students, it's people's reputations we are talking about.
What is reputation? When people are doing, we see, where Ghanaians, we don't like to face facts. We have to learn to face facts. Wow.
That?
When wrong things are happening, let's talk about it and find solution to it. There are a lot of Ghanaian youth who are engaging in betting. In the secondary schools, even in JSS, now go to all the communities, Accra, go everywhere. You see betting, they are springing up.
Look, I don't disagree with you on that. You are using the word that we must face facts, and so I'm asking of you the facts as to the numbers you have.
If I tell you the number of students, the parents who have sent information to us, say they have given food to students and they have not paid, it will amaze you.
But and you see, what I want us to establish is your usage of the word fact. I'm asking of you facts to support your own position about the number of students that Wamudio Musika Aye Bakery, Wamudio Musika Aye Uber, Wamudio Musika Aye all of that, because you've already admitted that there are innocent ones.
Yeah, any school for any how. It's a way and color, any mom. They talk to us every day. They come and tell us there are genuine challenges. Those who fall within the category of needy students, we are supporting them with laptops. We are supporting them with various scholarships. And I'm telling you that we have over 4,000 brilliant but needy students who are on various scholarships within the university.
All right.
So and at the end of the enforcement, when the deadline passed, we had over 92% of students paying.
All right.
Those who were affected were about just 8%.
Doc, with the Fachami, for the rude interruption. But moving forward, these concerns you are raising, what mechanisms is the school going to put in place to ensure, say, these things are nipped in the bud moving forward?
Very good. Very good. That's a very good question. That's what we want to look at. Now, Minister of Education didn't come on. I was so much mobile university. Immature. They are not matured. So, what discussion is they say, or meet me there, one or two things. To say the way our students maybe agree on social media, say, I use my money for one or two things, and so the university should give me time to pay. We should not be doing that. So parents should take a lot of interest in ensuring, say, maybe at the end of the day, you go to the bank. We are operating with almost all the banks in Ghana. All the Abofrano, the index number, reference number, the core bank say you want to pay fees. The bank will help you, walk you through the process, and you pay the fees. Right. Now with the receipt, I'm a colano. But handling money to this, giving money to these students now to go and pay fees, a lot of them are not paying the fees. They are misusing the money or misapplying the money into unproductive ventures. These are facts.
All right. Doc, my daughter and I say Ojimbe now Nimidi Nkomo now didn't you muka credit abame. Yo, Minia Daniel Norris Bequin or a doctor, KNUST Public Affairs Department and our Public Relations Department, and then Edin Komo, Dinchichimu, Eddie Berno, and I'm good news Kakra PM Dave. One must say on my extended deadline to 28th of May.
Sami?
Yeah.
I think public relations officer no. Why you there pass why in Semnipi I was going to ask if they have any relationship, the school no relationship with the parents of these students, particularly when he admitted most of them mobile schools most of them are not very matured. They are some are far below 18 years old.
Yeah.
And we all know decision taking among these people. So I was going to ask you, say, and you be a relationship be or school no any guardians and I say I will for no yanti things like paying school fees, these notifications are going to this because these kids are not supposed to be working.
Yeah.
So if somebody is paying the money, there should be a relationship between them and the payer, and another relationship between them and the students. I think that if they can factor this out, it could help in avoiding school fees being used for this. But like I said, I felt a little scandalized the way the narrative was going, that students were using their fees to engage in betting and engage in businesses and all that. Look, first to start with from the betting side, we all know, like the PRO said, that it has become
the order of the day.
The order of the day everywhere. The young people are engaged in betting without any control. And that is worrying. What is the state doing about it? What are the schools who are mentoring these young people doing about it? It is a matter of concern. If there's some education activity going on in the schools to get them to understand this as part of their education, that the betting is not a way to go.
Yeah.
Now, for those who are, and everybody is just lumping it on them, and that's where my worry is. That's how I felt scandalized anyway. Because, I mean, these are young people. Everybody is throwing the problem to them. Look, they are not the problem. The problem is bigger than this.
Yeah.
If I should dovetail a little into e-levy, look, I know parents, some are doing Uber. Parents who are doing Uber.
Yeah.
Parents who are selling at Kantamantu. Their children have made it up to the university level. And at the university level, if they are paying fees, say they are paying a fee of 5,000 a year for an Uber driver whose monthly income is sometimes less than 1,000 cedis. Aside small things he may be making around alongside.
Yeah.
Let's put his income at the end of a month to about 2,000 cedis. Okay, he is going to take care of the house if unfortunately the woman is also not engaging in an activity that would bring more revenue, enhance their revenue. So let's say for the household, let's even assume that they are making about 5,000 and they have children who are in the university, even if it's one child. How is he going to raise that amount of money to pay fees? Yes, I've heard him say that they have offered scholarship to the needy but brilliant students. They are needy but brilliant students. We don't know the criteria. But I know people in the universities whose parents can hardly afford money to pay their fees. Sometimes we all try to contribute here and there.
Yeah.
There are those genuine concerns. And like I said, I don't know the criteria they use, but it is not also surprising that there are people who genuinely cannot pay.
True.
We are also aware that there are a lot of students out there, outside the country, who are being funded by GetFund money to school. A student is paying no less than, the state is spending no less than £2,000 on some of them. So if you break down this £2,000, you can tell me how many students who are going to benefit from this at the universities.
Right.
I think that it's about time. This is not an issue we do NDC MPP with. This is our future. It's about time we sit down properly and we get through this. Just as they're discussing about free education, free SHS when, we can, take education more seriously.
Okay.
Look at it from the very basic of it to the universities. How possible, it is that some people may not be able to pay their fees, and how the state can come in, rather than we necessarily investing in courses that are done outside, which could have been done here.
Right.
We could invest our funds into these students and make our educational system more beneficial to our future, which are the students we have. So I don't think that it is fair at all to lump it on these students that they look. How many people complete school and are able to even do business? There are people who cannot, if you give them 10 cedis, they can't do any business with it. So if we even have students who are engaging in business, to some extent, there's some positive news in there. Let's explore how best, we can help them to build on, if it's an innovation or anything, to build on it. People...
All right, Dave, this one I'm sorry.
And thank you for not letting me finish my 5 minutes.
Easy.
I thank you at least.
Easy. Anyway, what do you want to thank me? Yeah, I didn't come up with me. Like I say, no, my man kasa, and then see, and the dictators is starting you. Anyway, yeah. What's your planning? What is your extended deadline to 20th? I'm hoping that they will live by it and then help these students to complete their course. Final year, and I say, Becca just said, fair and worship.
Good news. And assemble okay, when you wanted to make further inquisition, our said we should all be real and face the facts. I mean, betting, unfortunately, especially when you know that potentially Cristiano Ronaldo will score a goal, everybody will bet on him. When you know that Manchester will lose the next match, everybody will bet. When you know that your friends say Benzema will score in the next Champions
That's a wrong education. Not everybody will do that because it's not good.
For people who do those things, I'm the ones I'm referring to. As much as we can. We cannot pretend. Like the man said, more proper education. And then make sure the right things are done. When we are a journal discuss, come out by so go to your school fees here. Make sure within 3 days now the mama no when you receipt.
All right.
Now Ilevia by the bed in crowd because one farmer more bet you are 1 pence. 150.
Say ya na.
Obi a ware kra.
Ya me pa o chira.
Obi a ware kra o se koto.
Ya me po chebe.
Obi a ware kra. Obi a na o kra na ye den no kra wa kwa koto aye.
O se koto.
Na o se koto.
You say me po chane to comedy dey so. Me do we be ase. What's your